it should be. This is your boy N.O.R.E.
What up, it's DJ EFN.
And this military crazy raw Drink Champs podcast. Make some noise! This brother right here, I'm gonna just tell you something, man. He has one of the illest stories in hip hop. He is a king. He has triumphed at the world. Man, I was there, man. I was there, man. Like, I could really tell you. And I know it's like certain people that's probably because, like, it wasn't a lot of pictures taken back then. Yeah. It was just, this brother is a legend of a legend. He's an icon. He's not a white icon. He is an icon. He's not a white rap icon. He is a hip-hop icon.
Amen.
He is not a country icon. He is an icon. The first time I ever seen country and hip hop mixed together, and it makes sense.
Woof.
And it makes sense.
Tell it.
Everyone, I was there. I want to give this man his flowers. I want to tell him how important he is to this game, to hip hop, and to our life. And in case you don't know who we talking about the one, literally the one and only Bubba motherfucking Sparxxx.
That's quite the fucking intro, bro.
Yo, listen, man. You know. I didn't realize how much we had in common. I mean, you came out in 1998.
No, I came out in 2001. You came out in 1998.
Okay. No, the Highs and what was the year? What was the first album that Jimmy came and took? The Highs. What was it?
Dark Days, Bright Nights.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the independent version of that came out in '99. Yeah.
Okay. That's why I'm thinking.
But yeah, like the Ugly and all that dropped in 2001.
You know what's crazy? I never knew. When I heard it, I didn't know that version that I heard was independent. Yeah. I always thought that you was on Interscope. Yeah,
because it was probably floating around. You know how we got deals and stuff back then? Like, it was probably floating around up there around, in labels and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. What I didn't know, going through everything, I didn't know that Jimmy tried to put you with Swiss first.
He most certainly did.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you didn't know that either, right? When I was researching this, I was like, wait a minute.
Well, he realized he found a little honey hole with him and Dre. You take the white rapper, you put him with the credible black producer, you know what I'm saying? This a made man in hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And then it just, you get them white consumers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you also get the credibility.
He found a formula that he thought worked.
Formula. He loved it, but yeah, he tried me with Swiss, and then
Now that was Full Surface or was it Rough Riders?
At the time, it was just
Rough Riders.
We didn't get that far.
I think
he was tinkering with giving Swiss a deal for Full Surface. He ended up doing it at DreamWorks, I think.
DreamWorks. Okay.
Yeah.
But how did Jimmy discover, how did he come across your indie album?
I gotta give credit to, there was a photographer. Well, the first person that tried to sign me was Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit.
Get the hell out of here.
It's a crazy story, and I've never told it. It's fitting that I tell it right now on Drink Champs.
Yes.
So, Fred Durst, and he was really playing with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't really, he just really wanted to keep me,
And Fred Durst was also on Interscope as well, right?
He was the vice president of Interscope.
Get the fuck out of here.
And he was an artist on Interscope.
Oh, I never knew that.
And here's what happened. So, it was when Napster was popping.
Right.
Okay.
And he was doing like an MTV commercial live from Westlake Studios? I did like the whole first album there on Beverly, Westlake on Beverly, that's what it was called. And it was like live from Westlake on Beverly, and Napster gave him a bunch of money, and he's trying to sell the world on Napster or whatever. And the guy, Doug K, I'll give him a shout out. The guy that was partners with Fat Shan in the production company that I was signed to at the time, 11th Hour, saw where it said Westlake on Beverly, and he sent him a copy of the independent release, and he called us, he left a message, it was back in the answering machine days. He left a message probably a month later, and my boy Shan called me, he was like, is this really Fred Durst? And I knew he was like, this is some pretty dope shit, you know what I'm saying? He was all rock and rolled out, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't really do anything.
He heard the independent album.
Yeah, he heard the independent album. Yeah. And then what happened was he ended up, he was gonna sign me. He was at Warner Brothers Records, and some dude, I won't even say this guy's name, but I'll say the big dog's name in a second. So this guy basically was representing that he had me signed, and Fred was mad about that. He was like, no, I got Bubba Sparxxx signed. You know how that type of shit used to happen back then, because it actually meant something, who signed you and all that stuff. And he's like, well, he calls me. He's like, this guy, so-and-so, I won't say his name, is claiming to have you signed, you know what I'm saying? He's claiming, and I said, man, I ain't signed up with nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then So the guy that he was arguing with, unbeknownst to Fred at the time, was a representative of a guy named Mike Conception.
Yeah.
Oh, from LA, the big Crip.
Legendary Crip, yeah. And so Mike Conception says, basically Craig Noble, Mike Conception calls Fred Durst and basically like says whatever he said in whatever kind of way he said it.
Right.
And then Fred Durst calls me the next day. He's like, "Hey man, I gotta respect these guys." You know what I'm saying? And I'm like pissed because the only connection I had to Mike Conception at the time was that the guy Shannon Houchins, who I had signed a production deal with, who produced the first half of the first album, had done a production deal with this guy in which 3 other artists were in the contract. They sent him a check. It didn't work out, but they basically, he was just trying to stand on what he was trying to stand on and say, "Oh, this is popping now, so I'm gonna claim this from that situation so I get something out of it." But I ended up, the person that brought me in at Interscope and ended up signing me was Gerardo Mejia, Rico Suave.
Yeah, okay. Because he was head A&R.
Yeah,
what was his role?
I forgot.
He was head A&R over there?
Yeah, well, he did Latin music.
Right.
But he was a big proponent of mine, a fan of mine. Him and a guy named Eric Williams, who was originally from Atlanta, who was in Munir Bashir, who was his the A&R admin up under Gerardo. He had Enrique Iglesias was his artist.
Wow.
Yeah, but he took a real liking to my stuff or whatever. And Gerardo's the one who got the deal done over there. And then he got with Jimmy, and somehow whatever they figured out, unbeknownst to me behind the scenes with Mike Conception got worked out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was crazy. That was my very early introduction to how this game
never
could be.
would put Bubba Sparxxx with Rico. Wow. All in the same game, right?
I can't even see that meeting.
Maybe forever live Rico Wade, but not Rico Suave.
And you got Rico Wade. So, boom. Jimmy, I believe Jimmy, you had a dinner one night, and Jimmy said he's going to meet Timbaland for dinner the next day, and he said, "What'd you think?" And you said that'd be a perfect match, Jimmy.
Yeah, so he was looking for my co-signer. He was looking for somebody to stamp me or whatever.
Swiss didn't work out. This is the time.
Well, to be honest with you, man, and me and Swiss have laughed about this many times, man. It was dope. Like, we did a cool record, but I don't think Swiss. Probably I was scared to death too at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I probably was like, "God damn, that's the real Swiss beats." And so I was probably a little freaked out because I'm early in the process, but that definitely prepared me for when I got with Tim. But anyway, I don't think Swiss necessarily got it culturally.
Right.
Being from from New York,
right.
I think maybe what we was doing was a little too, because I'm thinking, stop. Jump, I'm thinking like that's how we
type of beats. Okay.
I'm thinking that's how we should come. He had a little slightly different vision. I think we did a couple songs and they were cool. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think we just connected at that time culturally and just as people at that time. You know what I'm saying? And we've talked about that many times.
Right. Do you realize how ahead of your time you was?
I didn't realize at the time, but as time unfolded, I was just being me and doing me. But as time has gone by, and I've just seen how things have, it's kind of trippy, man. You know what I'm saying? It really is because, all I ever wanted to be was a bridge between urban culture and country culture.
Well, goddamn it, that's what you did. I was, because me and you had some quite times together. We had fun together. Like we're gonna get into it. But,
and now y'all both sober today.
We're both sober today. That's right. But what I'm trying to say is, I didn't realize it because I was like, I didn't realize how pause for lack of a better term, how huge it was. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really realize because for me, right? This is me speaking for myself. At the time, we had heard Everlast, right? Yeah. We had heard Vanilla Ice, which
Beasties.
was Beasties. But
MC Serge.
We had Eminem.
Yeah.
But what we didn't have.
But Eminem.
Milkbone. Never forget Milkbone, man. Milkbone.
Oh, Milk Crate.
Yeah.
Great. I know Milkbone.
But we never seen.
He was like the white Big L trying to be like
dope,
that.
For lack of a better term, for us.
Yeah.
We were comparing you, although you were in a group, people were saying that's the white Outkast.
Yeah.
And that's like something dope to be compared to. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, you're saying you're the black Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? That was a bad.
Real talk.
Yeah, that was bad.
But
okay.
if you listen to like the independent version we was talking about, yeah. Like there was definitely Outkast vibes in it. Because that's what I do. The Dungeon Family, Outkast, Goody Mob, not just them, Cool Breeze, Witch Doctor, Society of Soul, Organized Noise. You know what I'm saying? Like they were the first to really not saying I don't want to take away from Criss Cross and Another Bad Creation and stuff like that. But as far as repping Georgia and Atlanta specifically, but you know, me being a Georgia boy, I was from a little outside Atlanta, but I still, you felt like
65 miles outside of Atlanta, right? I'm on
you
point.
felt like we were, hey, players. He must have read up recently on me. You had to touch up on his bubble. But yeah, man. So it was like, you know, they rep for Georgia for the first one. Like the black dudes, it was my friends that I knew. That's what they was like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just what it was. And so, and then Andre became my favorite MC, even though Big Boy is heavily slept on.
Right.
CeeLo's, you know, deserves to be in a lot of them conversations as well. But as a rapper, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I was definitely, man, when the first album, Southern Playlistic, I was like, this is incredible. I feel like there might be ears for my voice at some point because there was ears for this voice. And then, you know, when the second album came, when ATLiens came, man, I was like, that was like, God is present here.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Okay, but we're gonna switch it, right?
All right, come on.
Because I remember firsthand.
I say all that to say clearly they had a huge.
Yeah. So I say, like when I first heard Ugly, I didn't see the video.
Yeah.
Right, and it's something that I love the encounter that I believe you told Jimmy meeting Tim and him playing Tim your music.
Okay, yeah, to get back to that. So the Swiss thing didn't work out. And then I asked him, I was like, put me with Organized Noise.
Oh, wow. We go wait.
So, but here's the deal. There was some moving parts to that thing in the sense that Organized Noise had just had the biggest deal with Interscope that Interscope had ever given.
Wow.
It was like a $30 million label deal, and it didn't necessarily go well for, you know, just a variety of reasons. And so Jimmy was a little reluctant to really just throw me in back behind them at that time, you know what I'm saying? Because they had kind of just concluded a chapter of business, you know what I'm saying? And so then we're sitting there and he's talking some old other shit. I think Pharrell's name came up. He's just trying to figure it out. But he really believed it. I mean, me and Jimmy at this time, and it's something you take for granted at the time because I'm just this young, green-ass country motherfucker and I don't really know too much about too much. And so I'm talking to Jimmy Iovine on the phone 3 days a week. And I think, hell, it's like, this is how it is for all artists.
It's not.
You playing the role, right? The whole time.
I'm just, I mean, we'll get into how that set me up for disappointment and failure later, but thinking that it was sweet like that. But so, and he's like, man, he's playing me this record, this other record he sends to me. He's like, I wish I had this record on you. And then he's like, he calls me one fateful evening and he's like, so I'm going to dinner tonight with this guy named Timbaland. And I was like, I didn't know who he was or something. And he's like, and I want to play your music. And I was like, Jimmy, now we cooking with hot motherfucking grease.
Right.
I said, do that, please. I said, that's perfect, Jimmy. And man, I guess it was a couple hours later. Timbaland didn't believe I was white.
Because he played, from what I heard you say, he played the music and then afterwards he said, what if I told you he was white? And then he was like, I wouldn't believe that. I had to see him.
What was, Tim said, that's what I need. I need a N-word like that. And then, because he was playing Petey's music. Petey Paulo, shout out Peter, just seen Petey. And you know, he was playing his music. They were kind of playing it back and forth. And he was like, man, I would like to have a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Jimmy was like, what if I told you that it's not a...
Right, yeah, he's white, yep.
And so I think it was like a day or two later, man, I was on a plane going out there and that basically brought the whole deal together for Beat Club.
Right,
you know?
goddamn. Yeah. You know what I love about you? Like from when I seen the video, right? And then I got to meet you afterwards, right? But...
Do you remember exactly where we met?
Not the Park and Meridian, right?
Yep.
Okay, I got that. I'm on point. Come on. But I got to see the video, and I'm gonna be honest with you. That was a cultural shock for me. Like seeing that because, like again. Like even seeing Cypress Hill's first video was in New York, so it threw us off. But to see like pigs in a video, like whose idea was that? Because at the time, now this is the time New York is really running hip hop. So you really gotta have like
that's important to say. Too.
Yeah. Like you really were supposed to have on Carhartts or Timberlands or some type of thing, and you flipped it on us.
Yeah. I was on Carhartt. I was on Carhartt.
Yeah, but it was different type of weird. And I remember seeing the video, and I'm like, this is gonna go because I had just came off a tour and I had realized how big the South was. Like the East Coast, we stop at Virginia.
Yeah.
Literally, we stop at Virginia, and then it's
You could argue parts of North Carolina, like the Raleigh-Durham area, is kind of
No, they claim the South.
They do now because the South's cool, but back in those days, you know what I'm saying?
And I started to realize, like, even New Orleans is considered the South, and I realized how big it was, and I was like, holy shit. Like, a lot of people say when Andre 3000 got on stage and said the South got something to say was when the South kind of like took over. But I credit it to you.
I'm very flattered by that.
I credit it to you because you showed us the other side of the South.
Yeah.
Because that South was still city South. They were still showing, what's that mall, Lenox Mall and shit like that. But then when we seen you, and we said, oh shit, these motherfuckers really got pigs and chickens?
Yeah.
Like they really out there.
And to go back to whose idea that was.
Whose idea was that, yeah.
So I grew up on a legitimate farm. It looked just like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what but you know, at that time, because the South was slept on, you know what I'm saying? And people kind of just took the South as like a little hokey or slow or some shit like that. I was very reluctant to go in that direction. Mark Klasfeld, the director of Ugly, you know, he did all the epic videos at that time. Juvenile High, Nelly Country Grammar. He did that Dirty Boys.
I never got a Mark Klasfeld video, but let's keep going. I never got one.
You probably got a Davey Myers, though. I never got no Davey Myers.
Do another person, okay.
But, so I was like, I wanted to present, like, I wanted to be like the Southern Country House of Pain video. I wanted to seem hard.
I could see that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted
mixed with hard though. I feel like it was that mixed with hard.
Yeah, I wanted to be a little less funny and comical. You know what I'm saying? Now, thankfully, I'm open-minded, and Timbaland was like, "No, I'm telling you, this is it." And so Mark Klasfeld wanted to, you know, go like overly entertaining, and I really struggled with that for a while because I knew how it was going to be represented, and some people were going to think it was a joke, and I knew it wasn't a joke. You know what I'm saying? And so, but it worked, man, and it was so shocking to I remember the first time I ever actually saw the video, because, you know, you had to wait like 2 weeks back then. Then you had to go to the label, and so we get out the Interscope. Me and Timbaland walk in, and my manager Bobby Stamps, shout out Bobby, at the time, and so we walk in there, and Doug Morris, the whole head.
Universal,
Yes, like the big dog. Jimmy Iovine, the big dog at this time, but Doug Morris was the big dog. And so they're sitting in here, and Doug Morris is just sitting there with this look on his face.
Watching Ugly?
Well, they have been watching it over and over and over, unbeknownst to me. But I haven't seen it yet. I don't know, Timbaland was in there with him. And so I walk in, Timbaland's like, he looks at me like that, and I'm like, is that bad or good?
Yeah, I would be fucked up too. So hold on, let me just get this straight. You walk in, the first thing you make eye contact with Tim. There's Timbaland with all the big dogs in the room. And he gives you...
And I'm like, we fucked up.
Okay, all right, good.
All right, and then Jimmy's like, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Doug's like, what the fuck have you guys been doing? Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, this is the guy. Oh my God. Like, he's acting like it's some big deal to meet me, man. And that type of shit was just crazy to me because I really didn't get it at the time. But, and I watched it and I was like, I look fat. That was the first thing I thought.
What I think came across purely was authenticity. Like there was it didn't seem gimmicky. Man, it seemed like that was really you in your environment.
For a lot of my, you know, I've struggled with addiction, and we'll get into all that later. But feeling like I had like imposter syndrome to some degree because of my journey with hip hop, dude. I loved hip hop so much. I cherished it. From the first time I ever heard. You know, I really came into listening to hip hop like on the West Coast, NWA, you know what I'm saying? But I got into everything, East Coast. If it was hip hop, you know, back in them days, it wouldn't be with 20 CDs out. And, you know, you had to,
for sure. You go to the store, whatever was new.
BET Rap City, that's what you was listening to. And so, man, I was like, and then I got a lot of respect for Vanilla Ice, actually, and but you know the way certain things went with his thing, and some people may be saying there were some discrepancies in his background and this and that, and so he represented authentically.
The Miami thing that happened,
It taught me a lesson. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, whatever I am, it ain't even that I'm just that fucking thrilled to be a country boy, but that's what I am at that time. I'm thinking because I love hip hop, and so I was like, but fuck it, that's what I am. So I got to rep that shit. I got to go the long way with it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I did, and I started, and then Eminem came out, and that reinforced it. Because he clearly got that too. You know what I'm saying? That whatever you are, man, you got to just rep that shit and then hope that there's people that identify with it and can get with it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I did, man. I just was like, And as I started matriculating through the industry, you know what I'm saying, going to New York and doing songs with Jada and stuff like that, like, it's like, man, I kind of just felt like, because it was so, and ultimately I hope part of what my legacy is having paved the way for motherfuckers to really truly be who they are, being one of the first people, you know, along with like 3 Stacks, and there's other people too, that really just embrace who the fuck they are and represent that through hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like I was one of the early people to really do that, especially once the MTV generation came around. And it was just like, man, like, I still felt like a little bit of an imposter because it was such a New York heavy game at the time. You know what I'm saying? The game was very New York centric.
I tell them that all the time.
Yeah, but a lot of people from the South really be on some bullshit, acting like that's still some kind of issue or something.
No, it's the older ones. It's the older ones, not the younger.
No, what I want to correct, because you know our audience will give it to you. You said that the South hadn't done anything before that, but we can't forget the pioneers like 2 Live Crew.
No, I did not say that. I did not say that.
No. 8 Ball and MJG. Like, there's so many.
We can go even deeper than that.
We thought it was only that. What I said, like, when he came out, it was like, because we saw it as the South, we didn't see as country, right? Because we, like, I guess at the time, the record labels didn't want to show country. You understand what I'm saying? Because they used to use this word Bama. They didn't want to show that they were Bamas or whatever. But when his video came out, it was like, they embraced it.
That boy was spitting on that motherfucker.
And then you start seeing people with suspenders. You start seeing people with straw in their mouth. And it's like, okay. And then you start to realize, holy shit. If you look at the map, the South is almost the biggest part of the fucking map. They outnumber us regardless. You know what I mean?
The South and Midwest were always kind of aligned in that, you know, because it was a very East Coast and West Coast centric game. So the South and the Midwest kind of felt like the slept on parts of the country, you know what I'm saying? Or people that struggle to get appreciated. And but yeah, so I would never forget I'll never forget any of my predecessors. That's what's missing from the game right now. Is these kids that are able to blow up from their mama's basement, go on social media, make a post, and blow up. They never had to take a walk through nothing to, you know what I'm saying? Because back in our day, it didn't matter where you was from. If you was gonna get it in hip hop, you had to take a certain walk, and that was a street walk. So some of these kids now had to take that walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, they probably have a lot more respect for where this thing comes from and for their predecessors with this shit, you know? And I definitely had to take that walk, you know? So, but man, I forget what the point was we were going at when you took us down the predecessor street.
No, we had finished what we were talking about, which is about the authenticity of the video.
But when I got around like the New York cast and stuff, I was just a little like, man, this is real hip hop right here. You know what I'm saying? But I had done everything in line with what is, you know, authentically representing who I was and making that fit inside the hip hop medium, you know what I'm saying, and the way we express this thing. And so I had done nothing wrong, but I had done everything by the book, basically, you know what I'm saying? But probably I still felt a little like I didn't fit in, maybe, is what it was, N.O.R.E, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand. So I heard you say that nobody thinks as highly and as lowly of you as yourself.
That's the damn truth.
So that means you're your own biggest fan, and you're also your own
biggest hater.
When I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's not a normal line. I just kept listening to that. I kept rewinding.
Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror, boy, they can't see you, boy. They can't see you, boy. And then sometimes I look at them, you ain't shit,
right.
You know, and it probably depends on how I'm living at the time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's been cool, man. I'm feeling better than ever right now, though. I can tell you that.
Let me ask you, right?
Ask me some shit, N.O.R.E.
Because they say when you become a hip hop star, right, you automatically become a rock star, right? If you become a hip hop star and you're leaning towards that MTV, when you're not just on BET, somehow that
say MTV, MTV played a big part.
Somehow your belt gets glittery and you become like a rock star, right? Now you, unbeknownst to you or not knowing, that's a rock star label. Interscope, you catch a you catch a motherfucking hit on Interscope, you are being played on KTU. You're being played on the top 40. You got
you got Australia on Smash.
So for those anybody that's coming up and that catches a huge hit, how is that? Because I want to describe people this scenery. Interscope was the top label.
No doubt. Limp Bizkit, Eminem,
Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre.
Dude, it goes on and on.
So they got the power to not only take you and make you that, not overnight. You got to put in that work, because if you can't be sleeping over there.
There was never a machine like that, and there will never again be a machine like that.
That's I heard you say that if you had to do it all over, you go back with Jimmy Iovine. I love that so much. But let me get to this.
That you think you that special,
let's get back to that. But hold on, let me just say, for this new up and coming artist, let's say the good times.
Okay.
What was the first time that you felt like, holy shit, this worked? Like, and you on top of the world?
I can tell you the exact story.
Okay.
Me and the guy that was like my road dog / assistant or whatever you want to call it at the time, big tall ass Jeremiah. I ain't talked to him in 20 years, but much love wherever you at.
Right.
And we were watching I'm a big Georgia football fan, University of Georgia football. Right. And we were it was the hobnail boot game to all my college football fans out there. You know what I'm talking about. Georgia hadn't beat Tennessee in a long time, and they beat them that day in Neyland Stadium and Tennessee Stadium. And we were watching the game at TGI Fridays in Times Square. And we hyped. The game is over, it ends. And the video ain't come out, like it wasn't peaked yet, but
ugly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're walking probably about 2 blocks back to the hotel. I don't even remember which hotel it was. We're walking back to the hotel. Me and him, we just completely in our own world. We're not thinking about nothing. And all of a sudden I hear somebody say, "That's him." And literally, that's Bubba Sparxxx. And people start chasing us. And at first I was like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? He was like, "No, it's because you're a fucking rapper, dude." And I was like, what the hell?
You don't even realize it.
Yeah, because I mean, that wasn't reality at the time. You know what I'm saying? But it became reality fast. And we just started sprinting back to the hotel. We get back to the room like, boy, they saw the video. That's why they going crazy. They recognized me. He's like, "Yes, dumbass." And I was like, "Fuck." But yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy. And it happened. It was a long journey in my life through my eyes, from my perspective, but I could see where it seemed, because it did when it started going, it happened fast. And that's a very much a reflection of that Interscope machine we was talking about.
Yeah, you have no choice over that. Because the rap game is a harsh game.
It is.
It's a harsh game. I heard you say one time that your label makes...
God damn, how many old podcasts you don't watch?
Come on. I didn't want to depend on our friendship. I wanted to actually know, but I heard you say that, like, when you were on the record labels, you were being cool with the record label, like the executives, and you thought that they were your friends. Boy, did I fall for that too. Yo, when I heard you say that, because you don't realize that these guys can wake up tomorrow and they'll be in Nebraska working for fucking Mercury Records, but
that shit ain't about shit.
Or the priority changes at the label.
Yeah, like you like when you first come in, you actually think these employees are your friends.
I really did, bro. Especially how it went out the gate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like when you come that big, I'm like, boy, these are my friends for life. Like, these are my people.
No, some of them are, but
there's in very rare instances, but they still gonna turn if they have to. Yep. If you become not that thing, or you do something to put yourself at odds with that label, and that could be a lot of different things on a lot of different levels. Yeah. And basically, like if you become at odds, they will not answer your call too. Right. But when you get to a certain level of executive now that you Steve Stout, you know, and you develop a relationship with him, and then things take the notch of the level of the success you have, and comes down a couple notches, and then, you know, them phone calls get a little fewer and further in between. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't no diss to Steve. That's just the way the shit goes.
Right. Yeah, that's the industry.
Go ahead.
No. I was just going to reiterate on one time. And so I know, like, it does matter though, like, because. Like, I was on Def Jam at one point, and one dude would do something, and they would drop him, and DMX would do everything, and they act like nothing happened.
That's the difference of being the priority.
Even the MTV Awards, I missed some, at the peak of ugly, I missed some very, very important. It was like some X Games shit in Las Vegas, you know, because when I was projected to sell us, like, a lot.
400.
I was supposed to. Damn, N.O.R.E, which is frightening.
Which is more than Eminem, and they was kind of like hating on you. I know the inside. I know the inside. They were like, hold on, this new one is gonna take out the old good one.
And when I'm glad you said that, because when I said that on Vlad and shit, they acted like I was crazy. Like,
no, I was around, bro.
Of course you wasn't compared to Eminem. Of course you ain't Eminem. Like, motherfucker, I'm just telling you how it was in that building at that time. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know what all you know now. And so basically I shipped 700,000 units, and based on that was the big thing back then.
Hell yeah,
how much you ship?
Really, you sell what you ship.
Yeah.
If they don't sell it, bring it back in 30 days.
Right.
I know, but go ahead, continue.
And so,
we talking old language here.
I'm sorry.
Return.
but that's what it was.
That's what it was.
You know, like, and they still care about first week numbers now, but it's different because it's more about all that other shit, the streaming shit and all that. But it was about CDs being sold at this time, and I shipped 700,000. And because I know the people that like talk to the distributors and shit at Interscope was hyping it, you know what I'm saying? And so they had me projected to do 350, 400,000. I called them the day, like 2 days after the album come out, because you start getting them numbers back. And my boy, there was co-managing me at the time, shout out to Todd Moskowitz. Shout out to Todd Moskowitz. Yeah, he was like, it's looking like, it's gonna be like 180 to 200 the first week. Motherfucker, give you left nut for 180 to 200.
Can you hold for? Can you hold for 1 second? We were hating on y'all. Like, they did 200 and was complaining.
But you just said it earlier. That was the standard over there.
That's fucked up.
It was a different standard.
That means that you was like their own success. Like you're like. Because anywhere else, 200.
Oh, bro, I've been running the building.
Yeah, you popping bottles everywhere. Like, let a motherfucker sell 200 right now.
And I think you know what's really fucked up about it? And, dude, I am the fucking maker of all my problems. I don't blame nobody for shit. I create all my problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this ain't me trying to play the blame game or nothing.
Right.
But the whole when the numbers came back, and we can get into a lot of different reasons why it was that way.
We got time, so
yeah. Well, I think it was that way because there wasn't enough evidence out on me at the time. If you think about Eminem's story, he had the Outsiders, the Lyricist Lounge.
From the audience perspective, like the buyer.
So they all they had seen at that time was ugly. There just wasn't enough evidence to make all them people want to go buy an album.
No lead up.
Yeah, whereas like there was a lot more evidence out there on and I don't like to even get into the comparison of me and him.
No, but I see what you're saying.
I agree and disagree at the same time. I agree because I understand what you're saying, like that story, but I believe that story was laid out and it was so unique that we never saw it. It was enough. You know what I mean? For me, like I said, like I didn't know. Because I'm living in real time. So when I'm watching your interviews and you say, yeah, I was supposed to sell 400, but when I sold 200, it was like, and I was like, did he just say 200? It was disappointing. like that's nowhere on Def Jam, Tommy Boy, like that they would have been popping bottles. We would have been fucking in Sandro Bay.
I'd have had the label deal that day, 4 or 5 artists on everything.
Right, but that's how tough it is to be on Interscope Records.
But you feel like you didn't have that foundational fan base, like, because what you're saying about Eminem is real, because Eminem, he had
what I did
that thing we did with the Outsiders, that tour he did, was huge for him.
The Rap Olympics, all
the Rap Olympics, he had that foundation.
Yeah,
but you got that fan base too. Let me just tell you something. I went on Twitter. I was like, y'all got questions for Bubba Sparxxx? Man, they haven't stopped.
No, he's good now.
They haven't stopped since. I'm letting you know just in case you don't know.
Nah, bro. I'm blessed. Don't get me wrong. Too blessed to be finessed, but not too blessed to be caressed, baby. Right. But anyway, so it was like, so yeah, I come out, I do what I do in the
200, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
which is big. It's huge.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, I forget who the other artist was, but it was like the second week of one of them Ja Rule albums, you know what I'm saying, when he was popping. And I almost was in first, had the #1 album. But
R&B?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just on the Billboard 200.
Okay, yeah.
And, but they was doing big numbers back then. I think I either had 2 or 3, but anyway.
Right.
And that album ended up going platinum, it's cool, but the energy changed in that building. At that time, it was
crazy.
But look, they went from because I couldn't have been any less prepared for the moment of being that. I just kind of showed up like I was, but that was the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? And so in the build up, everybody in Interscope, and once again, I love all them people that was in that building. They all worked very hard for me. Much love to them, but this is the reality situation, and y'all know it. Yeah. All right, so in the build-up, it was, man, you just don't give a shit, man. You wear New Balance polo shirts, you just don't give a shit. It's fucking awesome. And then instantly, instantly
they critique you for the same thing. Yeah.
What do you think? You can just wear the fucking same pair of shoes every day and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like instantly.
Yeah.
And I tell you another component of it too. I was not that guy at the time. And what I mean by that is, and this goes back to, once again, I think they took Interscope took certain things for granted with me because of where Eminem's strong areas were. He was a live performer.
Right.
He had been performing live forever.
Right.
Guess who hadn't?
Right.
Guess whose third and fourth ever shows ever being on a fucking stage with a microphone was MTV TRL and BET.
Fuck that.
No, but that's crazy. That he had no experience with what he's saying on stage.
Fuck that, man. Like, yo, that shit is dope, man. That's dope.
That's dope. But
I'm saying that was also.
I'm saying, if I'm gonna keep it a buck, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I was fucking terrified.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just what it was. But of course, I got in the groove with it. But I'm saying, so I don't know. I don't know how people might have felt. I ain't really inside other people's heads.
Right.
But I'm just telling you the narratives that started floating around that building and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what's messed up about that? Like, in black acting, right? They always say there's only could be one black actor, right? And then they're kind of like, there could be others.
I know where you're going.
But one that dominate. And I don't know the answer. I'm just going to ask you. Do you think it's like that with white rap?
Not now.
Not now. But back then it was. Right. Because it was inevitable. I heard you say one time, it's like, yo, man, on Vlad, I believe it was Vlad, and you said, like, I looked like, because I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
And how it was worded was different.
Right.
But it's like the fail version of Eminem, and Tim was the fail version of Drake.
Out about
but I actually watched that clip, and you didn't say that, right? You said that other people said that, right?
Yeah.
But do you think that was unfair to be compared? I mean, both of y'all, you and Tim, and Dre and M?
I think
you and Tim and Dre and M. I still got a rhyme, right? What the fuck is wrong with me?
He just came from the stew. But you know, I think that Tim was more deserving of that type of. I mean, it was just natural. It was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, the way we looked at it as white rappers. Because if you think about it, pre-Eminem, there was a lull. You know, even Everlast had to go do guitar music. You know, like
can't forget Third Base. We didn't mention them as well.
I mentioned Sir.
Yeah.
And so it'd been the early '90s when House of Pain, you know, Vanilla Ice, Third Base came out. But then, you know, the Vanilla Ice thing happened. Whatever. Like I said, I don't know about all that. And then it's like a lull, like a period of about 5 or 6 years where there just wasn't a lot of credibility about the idea of a white rapper. You know what I'm saying? So at that time, during that period, white boys kind of was doing this shit kind of looked at it like they ain't gonna let but one more in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when Eminem came, it was like, they just did it perfect. Well, fuck it. Give me a beer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it was like, there's just no way.
Check so many boxes off of that.
He got Dr. Dre. And you don't see the formula in it at that time. You're just thinking, damn, Dre just saw this dude and just went, you know, like, and it's like, man, what the fuck? I remember I was very depressed that day. My best friend, Big Steve, who you met, and we got more to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he came in my room and he's like, get your punk ass up. He was like, oh, you upset about this? He was like, well, he still ain't country like you. He ain't Southern like you. He's a bad motherfucker, but y'all different, you know? And I was like, okay, all right, you right. And so that was it. But I think, you know, and I said it best. I said, from the jump, I said this. Because I ain't never had this thing, a lot of white rappers kind of want to be the only white dude at the all-black party or some shit like that. And I just never had
the barbecue too?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they say now. Back then it was the party.
Back then it was the
house party.
Cool.
But yeah, the barbecue. You know, I just never had that perception of it. You know what I'm saying? I just like, man, it's just a bunch of damn open-minded, cool motherfuckers that love this shit, get together and kick it, you know? But yeah, I was like, the comparisons between me and M begin and end at the fact that our skin is a certain color.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know it at the time, but when I finally met Eminem a couple years later.
That's when he had the presidential security?
Yeah,
I'm on point.
You got to get Beehive shout out on that one. I told that one on my Beehive show.
Go ahead.
ATL. Yeah, so when I finally met him, he was like, yeah, it resonated with him. You know what I'm saying? And he paid me.
Because he has to know how hard it is to be the white rapper and the man as the white rapper.
You know, and I would just say, you know, if there's any questions about, you know, my standing in this in the rankings of white rappers or anything like that. Ask Eminem what he thinks.
I can tell you exactly what he said to you. Because I told you I did my research. Just because you're my friend, I had to do it. He said to you, I think you got on because of me, but you would have got on if I was air or not.
He said
something like that.
He said,
paraphrasing.
You may have gotten basically like, damn, man, you got me fucked up. You got me down. I can't even remember it. But it to this day is one of the compliments, the best compliments I ever received. And it took me like a week to even realize what the fuck he was saying. But he was like, I don't know if there had never been a me.
Yeah, there you go.
If there would have ever been a you. He said, but whether there was ever a me or not, you deserve the opportunity to be you.
That's fucking fire, man. That's fucking fire.
You guys think that?
And at first, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm Rico Wade, God bless the dead.
Yeah, you was Rico Wade. Yeah.
And I was like, man, Rick, what did he mean? He's like, I don't know. We're going to figure it out, though.
No, I know exactly what he means, yeah.
And then after a little while, we're talking it out, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, shit, this is what he's saying.
He got deep.
And I was like, wow.
Because like when you look at corporate America, right? You look at like black folks that's in corporate America, right? It's kind of like predominated by white people, right? But so y'all are like the opposites in here. So it's like y'all understand each other's struggles. You know what I mean? So for him to say that was like a real deep compliment because I also heard you said. Yes, being white is good sometimes, but sometimes it closes doors.
There are certain doors, and look, it's a different world we live in now. You know what I'm saying? And I called that too. There's you throw a rock out this door, and you're gonna hit 7 white rappers in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, damn.
And that's just the way it went. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is, speaking about that era, I'd say like pre-2010, 2012. As a white rapper, there's certain doors that just being white are gonna automatically get you through that perhaps very few, if any, black guys could get through, black rappers could get through. But there's also certain doors you ain't never gonna be able to get through as a white boy. You know what I'm saying? And that's hey, all is fair in love and war. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that was.
But it feels like that's more of a representation of the industry doing that. Because at least from my POV down here in Miami, hip hop heads were multicultural, multiracial. If you were dope, you were dope. If you weren't, you weren't. It wasn't
I think I'm just speaking in terms of like generalities in the world. You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. I could say rightfully so. There's some black folks that ain't ever gonna fuck with a white rapper.
Right.
That's just the way it is. But at that time especially, there were so many more. The people that actually bought rap music at that time, were, I think they told us one time in Interscope that it was like 78% of all rap music consumers at that time were white.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that.
And so basically what that's saying is there's a certain amount of those people that are gonna always just be like, it's a white boy, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And then it started changing. I think 50 Cent was a big part of that, where it was just like, fuck, that's 50, and he's with him. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it ain't no fucking injustice that no white dude had to go through, no white rapper had to go through. It's just the reality of the situation at that time.
I remember when it all shifted. I remember I was assigned to Def Jam. And Def Jam, Leo Combs, who's my favorite CEO.
Yeah.
Like how you feel about Jimmy, I feel about Leo like
Leo
that.
ain't no fucking slouch.
Nah. So he said to me, this is the first time I ever got on a private plane. I'm very embarrassed. He said to me, we're gonna leave here at 4.
Must have been about after that Nothing dropped.
No, this was before.
Even before Nothing.
No, I don't remember where it was. Okay, but I was. He said, "Yo, we're gonna leave at 4." So I thought he meant the flight was at 4. So I showed up to the shit. I didn't even know we was going on a private plane. I showed up to the Def Jam like 1 o'clock. Like I'm like, yo. He's like, yo, what are you doing here? I said, the flight is at 4. It's gonna take us like an hour to get to JFK. Yeah. He's like, no, we don't do no JFK. I was like, I don't know what we doing. So anyway, he's like, yo, we're going to see The Great White Hope. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck he's talking about at the time, right? He's like, he's like, yo, so this is Eminem's first show as, not his first show, but his first show, like, after My Name Is, like his first tour. So me and Leo, so we go to see him. And first off,
why did Leo want to be at that show though?
Let me explain. Yes. So he's sitting there, And we go to the West Side Highway. Why are we at the West Side Highway, Leo? Are we going to New Jersey or no? We take a helicopter to Teterboro. Boom. I'm like, oh shit, this is some fly shit. He's flossing on me, but I gotta act like this is normal, right? Yeah. Boom. We fly. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like, you don't want to sound like this.
I know that moment.
Yeah. So I'm looking, and then Leo Combs. Like, I don't know if he was trying to. Now, I don't want to say get Eminem. I don't think he was, but he was trying to get something. He wanted to see if it was real.
Yeah.
So we went back there, and it was crazy because as powerful as Leo Combs is, he couldn't get backstage. They had to look at me, and I was like, yeah, he's with me. You know what I mean? Like, I had to pay him back. Like, you know what I mean? They recognized me, and we went back there. We got this was early M. We got
Where y'all in Detroit?
This is Rochester. This was Rochester. If I'm not mistaken, it was upstate New York, wherever it's at.
Yes, Syracuse, Rochester.
And we went to it, and I remember Leo was like, the game will change. And I didn't know if he meant it like,
absolutely,
like, you know what I mean? Like he was just like, and then that's why it was so dope to see when you came out, right? Like I said, it was unapologetic. That's hip hop itself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like the fact that, you know, the forearms and all that shit resonated to me because it's the rebelliousness. It's not what we're used to seeing. You know what I mean?
And New York love that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So, okay. You get the success.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like you got big-headed? Because I remember when I got big-headed.
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay, right.
I mean, you know, I was always I just got on drugs, bro.
Okay,
you know
okay.
Like that goes hand in hand.
Okay.
After the success, you got.
I mean, I partied before. You know what I'm saying? Like I partied. And I ain't never turned my nose up at experimenting with nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I got a funny story that involves this motherfucker.
Okay, all right, cool. I'm in. Let's go.
But anyway, yeah. So I started having the money. You know what I'm saying? To finance the motherfucking Chemical Romance. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, it just wasn't no boundaries on it. You know, and it just started. It was just a slow up until, and then really when I got addicted to opiates. And that's really when it started, like, really, like, before that, it was just partying too much. You know, I experienced some consequences, though, because what I was talking about is when the 200,000 came out and all that, I had, like, a show for jamming in Boston. You remember how big them radio shows?
Wait, you said 200,000, because I thought you got signed for 65,000.
No, I'm talking about for the first week number.
Okay, first week. Okay, my bad.
65,000.
Okay. Yeah. I'm on point. I'm sorry. My bad.
Scary good at your new job, bro.
My bad. Go ahead. 200,000. Let's go. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, and I had like the big shit I tell you how big this MTV X Games shit that I just bailed on was. They replaced me with Ludacris.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It was a jamming in Boston show, radio show, like Jingle Jam type shit. One in Philly, whatever, I forget the Philly station. One in like Dallas. You know, at the time I was the big new artist, so all these radio stations got their big holiday shows. They want the new guy on the block on there. I just, at the height of my shit, I blank out, disappeared for a whole week.
Wow.
Just disappeared. Jimmy Iovine couldn't get in touch with me. Timbaland couldn't get in touch. Cause I'm like, fuck all y'all motherfuckers.
Damn.
And there was some extracurricular activities involved with that. I was doing some drugs, but it was really about me just being fearful and like, dang, these motherfuckers really don't like me now. Like they you know what it was like? They spotted my baggage. They what? They spotted my, in Scarface he says, I spotted your associate's baggage at lunch. But it's like they spotted my flaw. You know what I'm saying? They see that I'm an imposter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They see I ain't shit. Like I always deep down feel like I said, I got a very high opinion of myself, but also a very low opinion of myself. And it was just like, I just ran. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that was a tough time, you know what I'm saying? Because I damn near blew the whole thing.
Right.
You know, and I remember I finally blinked back in and Jimmy was like, you need to get out here right now. And he flew me out on a Sunday, I'll never forget. And Tim was there, but Tim, I don't mean no disrespect when I say this, I'm just telling the story the way it happened. So we get out there and I remember we walked in Jimmy's house at like 12 o'clock on a Sunday night. And Tim's sitting in the kitchen with him and Jimmy says, Tim, go in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he made Tim get out of the room.
So it was a one-on-one between you and Jimmy?
Yeah, it's a one-on-one. And the first question he asked me was, how big of a part did drugs play in this?
In what, though?
like in me disappearing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and me saying, and me just going at the, because they couldn't, Steve Style, him, they couldn't fathom it at the time.
Oh, that's right, because Steve Style was the president at that time?
Yeah, he was the head of black music.
Okay.
He was in New York.
Okay. I didn't realize that. Okay.
But they couldn't fathom it that I would, because I don't know how big, important all this shit important to y'all.
Right.
This shit ain't important to me.
It's a big investment for them, too.
I mean, it's cool. And plus, you got to think, I'm spoiled. I think, shit, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? They got to come fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I thought I was DMX. I wasn't quite DMX.
Please remember what you said. You know what's so fucked up? It's because I was with DMX when he missed the MTV Awards. He was at a weed spot.
You're the common
And they calling me. They like, yo, can you
Didn't
fill
he miss
in?
it like 2 years in a row?
Yeah, I think I was with him 2 years, both years. But the first time I felt fucked up because they called me and they're like, yo, can you fill in a spot for DMX? And I'm looking at DMX as they calling me. And I'm like, wait a minute, aren't you supposed to be at the MTV Awards? And he's like, aren't you supposed to be at the MTV Awards? And I'm like, nigga, I'm gonna fill it.
Dude, I'll tell you a funny story along the same line. So I'm in Atlanta the whole time. I'm running with like Polo the Don, Jim Crow.
Yeah, of course.
Jim Crow's
Jazzy Faye,
of course.
the Young Bloods.
Okay.
Like T.I. was there. And we all kicking it around Noontime Studios. And I'll never forget, because even the production company I was signed to couldn't get in touch with me. Because I'm like, fuck, if you got some paperwork that I signed at some point and you got me caught up in this bullshit, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so basically, I'm partying. We going to Magic City. We just
God damn it, let's make some noise for Max. I smelled the chicken wings as you said it. I'm sorry.
No doubt.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And so we kicking it, you know what I'm saying? And, but it's known amongst all these people that he not supposed to be here.
Right.
They don't know what's going on, but they just trying to keep it a buck with me, you know what I'm saying? And so and then one of the guys from the production company, Doug, calls Jazzy Faye. And Jazzy, for whatever reason, wasn't in on it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know all the detail. He didn't know that he wasn't supposed to say nothing. And he's like, yeah, I was just with Bubba last night. But listen, so my manager Bobby at the time I brought him into the shit. He was gonna ride or die with me, so he's with me the whole time. We don't know what we doing, but you know he's with me the whole. He should have been telling my ass to get
right.
You know, to re-engage with his mother. But and so they called Bobby on three-way. They're like, Jazzy says he was with him just last night. Bobby's like, Jazzy, you was with me. You didn't see me. He's like, no, I didn't. I was confused. So shout out to Jazzy Faye for holding you down in this situation, because he definitely was like, he just changed mid-sentence. He's like, actually, you know what? I think that was last week. But yeah, man. So, and after that, you know, it took me a while to. It was different after that, to be honest. And then plus when we tried the whole different sound with the second album, which ended up planting seeds that would sprout and become this whole
country
you know
hip
what I'm
hop.
saying?
I think they even called it neck hop. What is it? Hick hop.
Hick hop. That was a derogatory term.
That's a derogatory. Yo.
I don't like when they try to add.
Well, that was Spin Magazine basically trying to come up with a term. They was kind of trying to throw a little jab at me back in the day, where they just called it hick hop. You know, it's Bubba Sparxxx. That's a good way to describe this. You know, and kind of throw him a jab, but also we got to write this article because he's popular. And but you know, and then we went full on with that sound, which, you know, that was Tim. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a vision to do an album like Deliverance. Because I was so popping in an urban sense at the time. You know what I'm saying? And I put, rest in peace, Archie Eversole, but I got on the We Ready remix, and that shit blew up in Atlanta. Like, you know, growing up on the outskirts of Atlanta, I always wanted to be popping in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And with that We Ready, I was popping in Atlanta. Trouble, baby, did my thing. Look, man, they love that shit. And I'd had the Kiss record come out. Like, if I had We Ready and the Kiss record before the album dropped, I'd have done 700,000. I would have sold 700,000. But yeah, so I wanted to go, Tim, you produce half of it. Let's get Toomp. Let's get Lil Jon was starting to, you know, that was when he was starting to break in a broader sense. And I was like, bro, let's but then Tim, it started with one record. It's a record, See You Coming Round the Band. It's like a Yonder Mountain String Band sample. And the way he freaked that beat, I remember when I first heard it, I was thinking it's just gonna be one song. But then it was so dope that he was like, "That's how we gotta do the whole project." And I was like,
"This is Deliverance you're talking about, right?"
Yeah. Okay. And I'm talking to Tim, and I'm like, "That's the way we need to go with it." I mean, it's what he's saying, and I'm like, "Bro, you sure, man? We just had a fucking club banger And even Jimmy felt the same way. He was like, where are the club records when we played him Deliverance? He was like, Tim was like, there ain't one. You know, and I'm like,
He said, ain't one?
there ain't one.
Oh, there ain't one. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going in a different way. We're going to try to take this swing for the fences. Because what I did like about it is that the people that thought that the shit was a joke based on the way the Ugly video looked, it delved into a more, you know, I went in depth to really let people know in actual songs, like in damn near chronological order, what this shit was really about. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy? I would love to see these people who thought it was a joke for seeing that video, because I was on the opposite side. I was like, this is serious.
Nah, yeah, didn't take it as a
I was
joke.
on the total opposite side. Like, I'm seeing that video, that shit made me, and I'm not trying to
If
gas you
anything,
up.
I took it as you could laugh at yourself, but this is dead serious.
Listen, I got the same feeling when I first saw Ugly. But it was surprised to me meeting you. When I first saw Ugly, it's the same feeling as I saw when I saw Shook Ones, Mobb Deep. The same exact feeling. Because I looked and I was like, something's changing right here. When I saw Shook Ones, I was like, I knew that door was opening for me.
Yeah.
I was in jail, and I was like, when I saw Shook Ones, I was like, wait a minute, that's Prodigy. I mean, that's Albert. Albert's from Left Rack. He's saying Queensbridge, but I know this guy, and I'm scared of him though. Like the way he's looking on the thing, like I was like, he can't be that same guy. It's a totally different dude. And then I'm like, wait a minute, this is Queensbridge. I'm like, wait a minute, oh shit. And then I'm like, holy, and I'm like, that's the same exact feeling, because I was looking, and then I got to meet you. And then you did the coolest thing to me at one time.
We gotta go into that story a little bit.
We were sitting down, and I think we was getting burgers and beers or something, right? I was there, we were just talking, and you was like,
restaurant by the park.
You know, there's the #1 burger spot in the world. Anthony Bourdain named that the #1 burger.
It was even back then?
I did not know that. We was doing classic shit and didn't even know. And then, so anyway,
we was
sitting there,
drinking.
And he did the coolest shit. He was like, hey man, at the time, TRL is the #1 show.
Right.
And when I say #1, I mean, you know, 106 in Park is based off of the black version of TRL, right? Let's just be clear. Everyone knows that, right?
You said it, huh?
Yeah, no, everyone knows that, like, because that's how much it was an engagement. It's like one of the first engagement shows, like,
that
right?
was the vibe.
Like, you got to remember, Basement, all that prior to that, it's all pre-recorded.
That was like the streaming of that.
That was live.
Yeah,
That was live. And then you did the coolest shit. He was like, "Hey man, is it cool I have Carson Daly come over?" And I was just like, what the fuck did he just say? And I was playing it real cool, like, of course, man, you know, like I knew Carson Daly, but on some corporate shit. Like I've only seen him in the MTV building. Hey, how you doing, sir? This how you doing, sir?
Yeah.
And then you were the first person. Period. This is real shit. This is real shit. I probably never said this publicly. Probably never even said it to you. You was the first person to let me know that these industry people that are big in the industry they are just as human. They are just as human. Like, you had them there drinking beers. I'm looking like...
And plus, because he's like, this is N.O.R.E. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta realize...
Yeah, but you like, this is Carson fucking Daly.
Yes. I have never met him in a non-corporate society. And like, that was the thing about you. Like let me just give you your flowers, and we're gonna give you your flowers for sure. But you had the ability to make people just be who they are.
Yeah.
Like I kid you not. Like, I've never seen him like that. I've never seen him, and it just made me like take a straight liking to you. And me and you were just. I don't know if you know, my house was getting paid. I was there for like a month at the Park of Meridian.
Yeah.
So and you were there because you were touring, and we just like that shit was so dope. But I just want you to know that that's what you have. That's a very like. People gravitate to you and they love you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like nah. I got to witness that shit 4 months straight, and I got to witness that shit, seeing like who you are. You're a very, very people's person.
Well, cause you know, I'm gonna be the same me no matter who I'm around.
Right.
And I always had that gift, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I always felt like I wanted to be a bridge between people, because I'm not the dude that gets over here with the hood dudes and starts acting a certain way, and then gets over here with the rednecks and starts acting a certain way. If anything, I act a little more redneck around the hood dudes, because I want them to respect that side of me. And then I get around the rednecks and I'm trying to be hood around them, because I want to make them uncomfortable and let them know that I ain't going for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, but you know, it was, I was the kind of person that might roll up with my dog True Life.
Yeah, that's my man. That's my man.
I know. Me and you done hung out with True. Or I might roll up with Carson Daly.
Yes.
And either way, I'm gonna keep it the same with both of them, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. Well, we actually, when we met, I was walking. You were talking with a writer from Double XL.
Okay.
And me and my boy, we just, at the time, I don't really know how to do New York yet. I don't know. You got to get the van and ride around and all that shit. So we just taking cabs and shit. We just walking places and stuff. But I'm popping at the time.
Right.
And so basically, I'm walking and it's dark, and I don't see N.O.R.E in this guy. But N.O.R.E goes, the way they said it was like, he was like, hey, that guy looks like Bubba Sparxxx. And then the guy was like, whoever the writer was, he said, that is fucking Bubba Sparxxx.
I think it's Rob Marksman. I think it's Rob Marksman, yeah.
And so y'all run up on me or whatever, and I'm like, fucking N.O.R.E. I'm like, what's up, my dog? And you said, I just told this guy. He's like, what did I just say to you like 5-10 minutes ago? This is how crazy.
That's how I know everything about you.
This is how crazy the universe is. He said, and you actually said this in the article, because I remember when it came out, I read it. Said if I was white and from the South, I'd be Bubba Sparxxx.
Yeah, I related to you immediately. I told you that,
Yeah, that's dope, man.
I know I asked you this earlier, right? Because I read up on everything. When you was in Nashville, that's when you started to become a songwriter, right?
Yeah.
Like
Well, I was always a songwriter, but that's just when I had a little point to prove that I wanted to write like a country #1 record, just to do it, basically.
Like straight country.
Right.
Yeah, because I grew up on country music too. My daddy loves, my daddy's favorite singer is George Jones. Like, I come from that shit, you know what I'm saying? It's just that the first music that ever spoke to me personally was hip hop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But my father had one brother that loved heavy metal, like Iron Maiden's his favorite band. Another brother that loved like P-Funk, Parliament Funk, like Cameo, George Clinton, that kind of stuff. My daddy loved outlaw old school country. And so music was all around the house, but I just never really gave a fuck until I heard somebody say, hey, we want some pussy. And I was like, sign me up for that shit.
So,
yeah, for sure.
Because I want to compare these 4 states or cities: Nashville, Tampa, Georgia, and Utah. So.
Totally different.
Give some credit for the preparation. God damn.
So Nashville, that for me,
White Atlanta.
That's White Atlanta. Damn, I never heard of that. I'm still in that. I'm gonna give you a publishing though.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Damn, I've been in Nashville. I never thought of that.
That's White Atlanta. And look, and I don't say that to discount the hood element. You know what I'm saying? It's some hood. I'm talking about the Buckhead part of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? That's Black Hollywood.
Right.
And I spent extensive time in both places. But, like the Broadway and all that stuff in Nashville, that's the white Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely, like, Nashville ain't no hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a huge misconception about Nashville. Maybe it ain't quite as out there as Memphis, but it can still happen to you, trust me.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Anywhere.
But, in a downtown Disneyland sense, that's the white Atlanta.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, now Tampa, you said something that's very, very
I got something for Tampa too.
funny to me, right? You said that you left Atlanta and went to Tampa, and you said you realized there's more strip clubs in Tampa.
I went from the black strip club to the white strip club.
Because I ain't gonna lie. Before Miami, Miami's always been popping. Let me not say that, but. When I used to go to Miami, strip clubs wasn't on my itinerary.
Yeah, nah.
Every time I went to Tampa, my itinerary was full of strip clubs.
Not the same kind of strip clubs, though.
I'm from New York at the time. I don't know the difference in strip clubs.
New York,
if they after showing, I'm in. That's it.
New York are strip clubs for the most part. I like Susan Rendezvous, but compared to Atlanta, Miami, Tampa, Houston, like it's not the same.
Yeah, it's a little different. So you moved from Atlanta.
Yeah, I went to the first time I ever went to rehab in 2006 after Miss New Booty. I was addicted to opiates, strung out on opiates, and I was like thinking, just some shit happened in life, and I'm realizing I'm squandering this opportunity, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to rehab in town. So I go to rehab. I really didn't even want to stop. At that time, I had no intention of getting completely sober. I just wanted to stop. I didn't even want to stop doing pain pills. I just wanted to get them under control. But I still definitely wanted to drink, still wanted to do blow.
You was in denial, basically.
I just didn't understand that it meant stopping everything if I was going to stop one thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down there and I kind of buy into the premise. And when I'm down there, they like, you need to move down here, change playmates, playgrounds, and playthings, get away from Atlanta. And I'm like, hell yeah, I got some money. Let's move to the beach.
Hell yeah.
And so I get down there and 2 things were working against me in my sobriety journey at that time. one, the pill mill era in Florida was at its peak. And this is basically where people would come to Florida because it was easiest to get like the Roxys and all that stuff. Like they would Oxycontins and all that shit. So they would doctor shop. You could bring, I knew people from Tennessee that bring a van with 10, 12 people down here, each with an MRI, and they send them to like 3 or 4 doctors, and they each get like 90 pills a month from each doctor.
Whoa.
And then they take them back up there and give them a little bit of, a little bit of money, and then take the pills and sell them.
Because back then it was prescription. It was actually,
But you could get them so much easier in Florida. And so that's what I moved into. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking I'm going to be on the water. I'm just going to be peaceful. Shit, I was in the strip club in 3 months. You know what I'm saying?
Tampa's wild. Tampa's a wild spot.
And then it didn't take me long to get back to the pills, except I had pretty much just been on like Vicodins and Lortabs and shit like that. And I graduated to the Roxys and Oxys when I got down there. So that's the way that went. But yeah, man, I had a good time in Tampa.
Right.
Shout out to all my folks down in Tampa. I lived down there 3 years.
Those are the other cities you mentioned. Utah. You was in Utah?
Georgia. Now let's go to Georgia first. Okay.
Well, we said Atlanta.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm straight. Thank you.
Okay.
Because Utah, the Mormons is...
Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Impact Convention. I'm old school. I'm sorry, y'all.
I remember Impact.
Impact Convention.
What year was that?
This is... This is 97. This is 97. This is 97.
I was in community college.
Because my solo album's not out. I just got the firm. I'm leaving.
I like the firm album.
I had a 9 o'clock flight. Landed in Utah. My shit got pushed to 9 o'clock at night.
So you there for 12 hours?
I'm there for 12 hours. I'm in the airport. I go out, I hit the town. I go out, hit the town. I had one of the best times of my life in Utah. You thinking like, you said Mormons?
Yeah, I mean, it's Mormon town.
You think that shit.
No, it is that shit.
Salt Lake City is the least Mormon, I guess it's a fairly cosmopolitan city. But, I ain't fucked up with the Mormons. I met some great Mormon people, but I'm saying Salt Lake City is really pretty, it's just... It's not, you go a little south of there, like even where I live, like it's a little more Mormon.
It's beautiful out there.
Yeah, but...
I had a great time out there.
Yeah.
So just describe to the people, because now you had already lived in Tampa at this time, right? When you got to Utah?
So I went from Atlanta. Well, actually, this started at the beginning. Went from LaGrange, Georgia, to Athens, Georgia, to Atlanta, to Tampa, to back to Georgia, to my hometown. Like after I had a rather unpleasant incident at a Hooters in Tampa, in Clearwater, Florida, I got arrested. It was very public and embarrassing. Hey.
Oh yeah, you tried to get drugs from the detective.
Man, I was shut up, man.
He was shut up, man. Allegedly.
What
happened was?
Oh, and I was in a sober living at the time too.
Oh, damn.
God damn it.
Yeah, man. It's not one of my finer moments. Anyway, so I go back to Georgia or whatever, and then I end up going out to LA for like a year and a half, 2 years with my brother Polo the Don, who's mad at me. I owe him a little bit of money. I got you, Polo. Don't worry about it. Okay. And so, I had fun in LA, man, and kicked it out there. And I would stay sober a little bit, didn't get fucked up. That's actually why I met Matt, my now manager, along with Dusty. But and so then I ended up coming back to Georgia after LA, and then I had a little period where I got my act together and I moved to Nashville. That's when I got the plan to move to Nashville and met my now ex-wife. Shout out to her. And
Miss Iowa?
God damn, N.O.R.E, this is getting eerie, brother.
I'm just saying. I want to do my job.
It's the fact. I'm like, where's the telephone?
No. It's that I consider you my friend, my family.
You watched that pageant, that's why.
And I was like, the one thing I did not want to do is to do that. Just
you
based on.
You were like, I better not walk in this one.
Yeah, like I can't bullshit you. Like, you know what I mean? So
you got too much history.
And you know what's crazy? This is something that I realized. A lot of my peers, at the time, I knew how dope they were, but I didn't know how dope they were because we were out together. Like, I had to recently, like I say that and people get mad at me. I was like, I just realized how dope Mobb Deep is. And people were like, what?
It's like you're rediscovering these people.
It's like I'm rediscovering them. It's because I was so busy trying to make a record better than them.
I went through that with?
Yeah.
T.I.
Wow.
Our first albums came out on the same day, and I always knew I connected with T.I. very early on. Like, I recognized he was dope, but I didn't realize he was, like they call it, the Jay-Z of the South.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would agree with that.
I didn't. It took me a little more time to realize that. I was thinking he was more like he gonna be like a Southern legend, like UGK, like 8 Ball and MJG, but he actually you know, part of it was just the era that he came out in. So I'm not saying he transcended any of those legends, like in a literal sense, but in terms of just the way the South was more accepted and the way, like, you know, media worked at that time, he was like, he took it to a different level, you know, especially, you know, from the South period, but especially from Atlanta. So yeah, that's where I experienced that. I was like, oh, this motherfucker was like literally a fucking one of the absolute greats.
And that's what I'm saying, even with you, like, when we connected, and I'm like, now I'm, you know, I'm visiting the history. I'm like, yo, this shit was so crazy. And it's like, I didn't realize how ahead of your time you was. And now, like, and one of the things that I Googled that I really, really love, because they gave you your flowers.
Google be bullshitting.
Yeah. They gave, no, I know which one is bullshit and which is not, but they gave you your flowers. Because right now, I don't know what they call it, country rap or... And they were like the first
country hip hop.
Country hip hop, okay.
But that's country rap.
I think they call it country rap.
Yeah.
But they were saying that you're the king. Like before, we've never saw that. We've never saw it perfected that way. It might have been, but and I love that.
I don't know if I'm the king right now, but I know there wasn't no kingdom till I was the first king.
God damn it, makes me look black.
Let me ask you though, what's your take on the criticism that they say that a lot of white artists will come in and then they'll use hip hop to get in, and then they'll go the country route? You
mean like the move that Jack Harlow just did, the reverse move of that? I would say, because some people kind of try to say that I did that just because I went to Nashville for a little while and just wrote some songs, and, you know. But I really didn't do anything. The music, the rap, hip hop music I made wasn't any less urban rooted than Deliverance was. You know what I'm saying? It's just that when you have Timbaland producing that shit, it's gonna have a certain soul and a certain bounce to it. And you know, I didn't have the luxury of Timbaland production at that particular time, and so I was just kind of doing the best I could. So it might have just had a little less of a bounce, a little less of a swing to it. But I do hip hop music, man. Like I am so indebted to this music and culture. You know, like I always say I have to call my shit hip hop country because the hip hop comes first. The country just happens to be I'm country by, like I said in the song with Kiss, I'm white just by chance, but I'm country by God's graces. Whatever I said. Yeah, I just happen to be white, but I'm hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, so our show is about giving people their flowers. We want to give you your flowers, man, to your face. Man, we understand what you did to this game. We understand that you still here. Your fans are still with you, man. Your fan, I got to see it. I got to see it when a person does this. So you want to give your flowers? Yes.
Thank you very much, man. It means a lot.
No, hell yeah, man. You deserve it, man. You are truly one of a kind, man, and you truly birthed the whole nation. You know what I mean? Like I didn't understand what I was doing when I did reggaeton, but now I can get to see it. You probably didn't understand what she was doing, and now it's a whole look at it.
We were just being us. I mean, it's that's a part of your culture.
And one thing for sure, two things for certain, like, and I know we probably just touch on it later, but I've always seen you happy. So when I like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you're a great actor.
Nah, I am a good actor.
Okay.
But even beyond that, it's just like, you know, especially back then, like now it's constant access.
Right.
You know, like you constantly talking to your fucking phone.
Oh, yeah.
It's constant access. Back then, we could kind of more, you probably go back to the hood at some point, and then you get it together and you come back to the industry.
Like our meet, first, me, you, and Carson Daly would have been on camera back in the day.
Yes.
Like, would have been live streams back in the day.
Dude.
But not us. Somebody else would have.
Oh, no. Y'all might have done live
take pictures.
Shits and giggles.
This is a legendary meetup. We didn't take pictures, but back then somebody would have been like this. I called a dude the other day. Like, I'm like, yo, buddy, do you not see I see you? Like, I can see you filming me, asshole. But like.
Nah, I mean, just... Like, so now the motherfuckers got their phones in their face all the time. Back then, it was more like a clock in, clock out. Like, I'm about to go back to the country and be a person, you know what I'm saying? And my life has gotten back to that, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just less integrated. I prefer it that way, especially as you get older.
Right, for sure.
But yeah, man. And so when it'd be time to cut the light on, you know what I'm saying? Cut it on and go to the industry thing, I always showed up like Bubba, you know what I'm saying? As Nelly calls me, Bubba, baby. But
yeah. Now, you made me not ski fish one time. But we're going to get back to that. So let's play Quick Time Slide.
Quick Time, we're bringing in Sonny D.
Sonny D is your pitch hitter. Who? Boras? Who?
We need two.
We need two.
Who else is going to drink?
Yeah, let's bring in Paul.
Paul, come on,
You look
Paul.
like a Bubba. Come on.
I'm gonna take a piss when we bring him.
Come on. All right.
We're gonna give you two choices.
All right.
I don't know if you've seen this on the show before.
I have not.
Quick time with slime. It's supposed to be a rap.
Oh, yeah, it's like the trivia.
Right, right.
And they gonna do the drinking.
Yeah, they're gonna drink. There's all pictures. Me and you.
Hey, I appreciate that, bro.
Us three are gonna drink.
I was like, what the fuck? All right.
You're not answering no questions.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I'm not doing no drinking.
No problem.
Two choices. You pick one. We don't drink. If you pick one of the choices. If you say both or neither, you really don't want to answer
Come
it.
on with that. Come on, man.
Yeah, we
Come on,
drink
that
it.
bullshit.
Any stories with anybody? It's not about pinning people against each other.
Nah, I get it.
All right. First one. Outkast or UGK?
Outkast. And that's
easy.
That's not a slight UGK in it.
No.
I just did a song with Bun. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Bun, man.
Hold on, you ever tasted the Trail Burgers?
Yes.
It's fine.
Man, that shit-
Cocaine is in them motherfuckers.
You know, I was prepared to just cap a little bit with him and just go, man, it's great, man. I'm so proud. You know, you're doing great. But it's really like one of them moments where you're like, hold on now. This is the best burger in the fucking world.
I even eat the veggie burger.
Dude, that's I ain't tried that
Go
one yet.
ahead,
I need to.
Bun. Go ahead.
T.I. or Luda?
T.I.
Okay.
T.I. Oh, remember, if you say both, they drink. So you
Oh, okay.
Just in case. I like the witness.
You can't do that shit.
My bad.
But it really was
I like the
both.
witness.
All these are both, though, for real. All these are both.
I'm gonna be next. Fuck your life.
You know what I'm saying? Like all these are fucking both. Really.
No.
All right, come on.
He said T.I. Andre or Lil Wayne?
Andre.
Yeah.
Kiss or Nas?
Kiss.
Juvie or BG?
God damn, boy. BG. We're talking about his rappers, right?
Yeah.
Whatever
criteria.
actions, whatever it is for you. 2 Chainz or Juicy J?
2 Chainz. Get it, boy.
Scarface or Bun B?
They can drink if you say both.
Both.
Yeah.
If there was one that needed to be both, it's that one.
You didn't show with that.
Okay. I'm the witness of that.
You're not drinking, you can't do that.
Keep it in. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get you a drink right now. All right. Eminem or Busta?
Eminem.
Pimp C, rest in peace, or Soulja Slim?
Oh, fuck. Soulja Slim, for me personally.
Goody Mob or Bone Thugs?
Goody Mob.
Everlast or MGK?
Everlast.
No Limit or Cash Money?
That Tank, baby. No Limit.
Missy or My Ex? Me Ex?
That's a family affair. Missy.
Is the ugly beat Freak It Out
Yeah.
flipped backwards?
He remember he just sampled Get Your Freak On. He brought Get Your Freak On in. Oh, he set me up with that one.
Yo,
boy.
that's crazy.
That was some genius shit.
He made 2 beats out of 1. Go ahead,
Go ahead.
continue.
Trick Daddy or Rick Ross?
Trick Daddy.
Paul Wall or Post Malone?
Paul Wall.
Beastie Boys or Run DMC?
Run DMC.
Organized Noise or Beats by the Pound?
Organized Noise over anybody.
Not the lawyers, goddamn.
I love the love.
Timbaland or Swiss?
Timbaland. Well, that'd be fucked up if I said Switch.
You'd be surprised, though. Be surprised.
Yeah.
NWA or 2 Live Crew?
Remember, they could drink. It ain't you.
Both on
All
that
right,
one.
let's go. I'm
I keep forgetting that. I ain't forgot about y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Let them get drunk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna throw. How many we got left?
A couple more.
All right, so I'm gonna throw y'all at least
We
one
need
more shot in.
honesty, man.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
listen
yeah.
to this guy,
Don't
man.
give me
He needed
honesty.
the witness, man.
You think I mean anything less than honest?
All right. Biggie or Big L?
Biggie. I mean, that's not really a good comparison to me, but
All right. Action Bronson or LP?
LP.
Didn't expect that one. Dre or RZA?
Dre 3000 or Dre?
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre. Much love to RZA though.
Wu-Tang or Ghetto Boys?
Both.
Woo.
Have you worked with RZA before?
I have not.
Are we speaking into existence?
I had a good conversation with him once though. I love Wu-Tang.
All right.
Come on, man. Come on with it. Come on.
Rough Riders or Rockefeller?
Rough Riders. They showed me a lot of love, man. Shout out to DNY.
Dope. 8-Ball MJG or Poison Clan?
Once again, that's a little like the Biggie and Big L comparison to me. Oh! Dude, I cannot, just because I'm on this platform, I cannot not take this opportunity to recognize Poison Clan.
Poison Clan.
And JT Money.
Yeah, JT Money.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man.
and that was a big part of my influence coming up.
Good.
Yeah, for real.
Who'd you pick?
Poison Clan? Okay.
Okay. All right.
Shout out to Mad Ball and Uzi too.
Yep. Death Row or Bad Boy?
Death Row.
And then last one.
Loyalty or respect?
Respect, because I think with respect comes loyalty.
Okay. I can respect that. Take a shot anyway.
Cheers, fellas.
Take a shot anyway.
Somebody come carry them off.
Listen, ugly.
In here. How long you been off the alcohol, N.O.R.E?
I'll just do months at a time.
No,
you know what I mean? Yeah. I just
He just abandons me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So you started rapping at age 15?
That's when I wrote my first rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you do that?
This girl that I was my little puppy love that I was in love with, man.
Oh, you rapped to her? You try to serenade her?
Nah, basically like there was a local rap group. Shout out to the Power that later became Plan B in LaGrange, Georgia. It's Plan B before the other Plan Bs.
Oh shit. Okay.
And so they was like some white boys at the time. Yeek dancing in Atlanta was like the, you know what?
What's it called?
Yeek. Yeah, I don't know. Y-E-E-K, like yeek. And it was like where like you'd be tapping each other's heads and like, you know, like it was just some fly shit, some Atlanta shit. Like the crowd pleasers that was signed to Outkast, TCP, they did that kind of dance.
Oh, okay.
Like still on stage with Big Boy, I'm pretty sure that like there's some yeek dancing going on. But anyhow, so they was doing that. All the girls love these guys, man. They loved it, you know what I'm saying? And she was the only person that knew I could rap. You know, like they knew I would rap to her, but nobody else. But like I'd be stealing lyrics from like other people,
LL
like,
and shit like that.
Yeah, more like Ice Cube.
I need love.
Like Ice Cube.
Ice Cube got some rough lyrics.
He didn't know Vaseline in her ear.
Ice Cube was my first favorite rapper.
Oh,
He was
wow.
my first,
That's my favorite rapper too, yeah.
And so basically, but then one of the dudes came and stole my little girlfriend, man. You know what I'm saying?
Was he had a better rap?
Just because he was popping.
Oh,
you know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Oh, shit.
I ain't gonna get into the age
Yeah,
thing.
fuck him.
He might have been about 24, and she might have been about 15.
Yeah. That's
you know
what I'm saying, man. He was cheating.
a lot back then.
I would call the police if I knew what, you know? But anyway, so, and I was like, I'll show her, you know, I'm going to become a rapper.
Right.
And I started writing, you know what I'm saying? But I was very withdrawn, because I mean, you got to think where I grew up in the 90s in rural Georgia, me saying I was going to be a rapper, it'd have been more believable me saying I'm going to be a fucking astronaut.
Oh, football player.
Yeah, I played football.
Okay, yeah.
I was more known for that. And my best friend, Big Steve, who we're going to get to, telling part of the story in a little bit, was like one of the best high school football players in the country.
Right.
And, but anyway, so I started writing, and actually Big Steve was in a group with me at one time. My name was MC Smooth. We were Smoothing Company, and his name was QT. And I had wrote him this rap, and he didn't really care. He didn't want to. He played football. He didn't really want to be doing it. But I made him come along with me and be my little sidekick. You know what I'm saying? And we actually got an audition for that group one time. Where the dude ended up stealing my girl. We got an audition with him, and I said my rap flawlessly. And then he choked on a Chick-fil-A French fry when he was saying his rap. So we didn't get our fake whatever we thought we were gonna get out of the situation, record deal or whatever. And so. Yeah, so that was when it started, you know what I'm saying? But when I first started writing raps, I was writing about like I said, it was like peak NWA, Eazy-E, Too Short Time. So I was pimping hoes and shooting people with Mac 10s and shit like that in my raps, you know what I'm saying?
At 15 years old.
Yeah, 14, 15 years old, yeah. Yeah, but I started slowly coming out of my shell. But I played football, you know what I'm saying? Tried to go play college football, didn't work out. Came back and started, for the first time in my life, like I actually grew up around a good bit of illegal and street type shit, but in a country sense, moonshine, shit like that. People selling weed, growing weed, stuff like that. But
there was moonshine going on?
Yeah. Yeah, people still make liquor.
Yeah.
And it's like not a delicacy. That's what you call it if it was food, a delicacy.
Right.
It's like a
forbidden fruit type of thing.
Yeah, it's just special. You know what I'm saying? You find somebody make some good moonshine.
But I get it,
bro.
outside of the system, it's hella illegal. Right.
Yeah, ain't nobody really tripping on
They
it
got
right now.
legal moonshine now too.
But
But moonshine really
it's very different.
Yeah.
Oh, the legal one is
the one that's psychedelic almost like you.
Illegal moonshine is like
that's the way to go?
It's like I mean, it ain't none of it the way to go for me. I lost my drinking privileges. But, you know, it's like, it's just a difference than the moonshine. It's like 80, proof that you can buy in stores. But anyway, and so, but I really started to get, go down the wrong path, you know what I'm saying? And my boy Big Steve was like, come up here to Athens. He was up there at the University of Georgia playing football. And he was like, man, just get out from down there, bro. I caught like a little charge or something. And he was like, come up here. And so I went up there because they had an apartment that the scholarship paid for, and one of the dudes left, and so I moved into that room, I think. Maybe I moved in with my manager first and then moved over there. But anyway, I was over there kicking it. And that's when I started, because Athens is a lot more close proximity to Atlanta, and like it's more of a desire. Like people from Atlanta come to Athens for the college, for the football games, basketball games, stuff like that. So a lot of people started coming out there, and that's when I started making some connections through my manager Bobby, who introduced me to Shannon, who I ended up signing his production company, and he worked for Jermaine Dupri at one time. He was a staff producer at So Death. So that's really when I started plugging up with people and started really working on developing like
the sound.
Because Outkast done come out by then, and I'm like, oh, and remember I said this shit about like, this is pre-Eminem. I was like, oh, gotta be authentic with this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I gotta figure out a way. I don't know how I'm gonna do it necessarily at this time, but I gotta make this country shit sound like the coolest shit in the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I just started, tinkering with it, and it just became, I gradually just learned how to embrace who I really was more and more and more and make that shit fly. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so that's how that went.
Now, you said So Deaf. Now, I also, hopefully I got this right.
Uh-oh.
I also read that you was going to sign to So Deaf with One Devil and Cart.
Oh, nah. So shout out to Colt Ford.
Okay.
Y'all know who Colt Ford is?
Nah.
He's a legendary country rap figure.
What, One Cart Shy?
We was doing, at that time, you can Google Colt Ford. Shout out to my brother Colt. But anyhow, so at that time, we was in a group called One Car Shy, and we did Miami-based music.
Wow.
Dope.
That was like the first time I ever got to go to the studio.
So you did Miami bass, because Atlanta and Miami, they were rivals in the bass scene.
I just said Miami bass because I'm in Miami. We call it booty shaking.
Right. Because there was that thing,
But it was like, strip club anthem type shit. And I don't know that we ever, how them publicists at them record labels are. I don't know that we ever were get close to getting signed to So Deaf, but Colt and Shannon both had a great relationship with Jermaine. Right. I think we was still a little too early in the development process for anybody to seriously want to sign us, even though I did get my first ever rap check during that period. I got a feature from some dude in Tampa, and we got $2,500, and I thought I spent it in one night, of course.
Right. Strip club?
I went to the Braves game and bought a bunch of fucking shit for a bunch of dumbass women, and a bunch of shots and merchandise and shit.
Was there glizzies involved? It might have been a couple of hot dogs.
Maybe so.
One way or the
other. Okay, so now you get signed. 65 grand.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard you say, man, I'm never going to be able to spend this money.
I thought that was all the money in the world, bro. $65,000.
How old were you at that time?
22.
Yeah, that's a lot of money at that era and that age.
Yeah, and like coming from like selling mid-grade weed and fucking, failing out of junior college prior to that.
At least still selling mid-grade weed.
Yeah, I might know a few people that still dabble, but not with no Mia though. But anyway, so it was Yeah, and so all of a sudden I get this money and I'm like, I'm rich.
Right.
I mean, how much did you get for your first event?
5,000. Yeah, I was ready.
You signed a real beat down deal.
Listen, I bought an Avirex jacket, a cowboy hat, and some Timberlands. My shit was gone.
Was that like, did you and Capone split 10?
No, 5 and 5.
Oh, yeah.
But we both did the same thing. We both bought the same Avirex jacket and went out to the tunnel. And we thought we were balling. So I imagine I got 5, you got 65. So,
but that's Interscope and that's Tommy Boy.
God damn it. Tell me how you really feel.
That's a big difference.
I'm right here. Hello.
No, but I still got hammered because the deal was for like $650,000.
Wow.
The production company took.
No, you got hammered, but I'm just saying he got the
I bet you
independent
had
deal.
probably $200,000 budget like to make that
I'm
album.
not sure. So that's 65 grand. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
so I bought me an Expedition. You really just for about 3 months you couldn't tell me a whole lot. You could tell me, I just wasn't listening.
You was hood rich.
I was country rich. Yeah, but yeah, that was bad though, because then because I had caught, me and my former manager had caught a pretty serious charge a little before that. I ended up, going down for a little bit, and so did he. And it was like, I thought I was about to lose the deal, and I had already spent the money. But I didn't realize that record labels kind of like that kind of shit, like at the time.
It's a tax write-off.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but they stayed down, and it was cool because, I don't know. I would say that I became better with money, but I really haven't. You know what I'm saying? That's something I've never, because I don't really give a fuck about money. The only time I worry about money is when I want to do something and I don't have enough money to do it. That's the only time I care about money.
Right.
And so that was just the beginnings of that whole way of life. Fuck it, it's just money. Yeah, that shit sound good.
So let me transition a little bit, right? Because for me, I went through the same thing that you kind of went through. Like, sometimes when you have like one of the best CEOs with you, you sometimes think the grass is greener somewhere else, right? And it might not even be that mind state, but it's the path that you follow that makes it look like that, right? Because from the outside looking in, the albums with Timbaland and Jimmy, and then all of a sudden you go to, I believe it's Purple Ribbon with Virgin. And I believe that it's the guy, he just bought his planes and shit, like, you know what I mean?
Matt Serletic.
Yeah, like here. And I remember, because that was your biggest record, right? Miss New Booty?
Yeah. On paper.
On paper.
Numbers wise.
Okay.
Ugly to me was a bigger cultural impact.
It was a bigger impact.
Yeah.
It was the impact. But
and I felt bigger. I'm like what Lil Wayne say, more as in colossal. I felt like that with Ugly. With New Booty, it was just a big record.
Right. If you had a chance to do it all over, would you have stayed with Jimmy and had Big Boy executive produce on Jimmy's label?
Man, several moving parts to that question. First of all, from the time that 50 Cent came out, anybody that wasn't shady, and this ain't no negative talk on them at all, this is just, once again, the reality at that time. When 50 Cent came out, anything that wasn't shady Aftermath G-Unit was somewhat working against the system over there. And Timbaland, the other Beat Club releases, I love Miss J. Shout out to Miss J.
Okay, I forgot.
You know what I'm saying? Super hard. And her album didn't perform like they wanted it to or whatever.
Missy was never on in this.
Missy was never on.
No.
She was on Elektra.
Elektra, yeah.
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 And so the Kylie Dean was dope, but I think they made a mistake of trying to make her like the white Aaliyah, and people just were not going for that. But she was had a great voice, great singer. Sebastian, Timberland's little brother. Anyway, the B Club as a label in its entirety underperformed based on the amount of money that Jimmy had given him. And Timberland kind of just was seeing the way the direction of the building was going, to where it was getting harder and harder for us to get a portion of the priority pie. You know what I'm saying?
The backing that you needed.
Yeah, and so he started spazzing a little bit. This is before he got super healthy too.
Right.
And so he probably was just going through it or whatever, just in general. But yeah, Jimmy just got tired of because if I underperformed the first time, selling 200,000 the first week and going platinum, the second time we tried this whole boutique ass sound, and hell, that shit album just went gold. You know, recently, you know what I'm saying? That definitely didn't meet expectations. So, but Jimmy still fucked with me and still believed in me, but it was like, Jimmy gave me the opportunity to stay, but I looked around, because originally Tim was talking about we were gonna go over to Def Jam. We were gonna go to Def Jam. And I looked around, and my boy Polo Don, 2 years later, would have had the muscle in the Interscope building for me to stay and have, you know, have some leverage pieces, you know. But at that time, it just I would have been on an island by myself. And I'm even looking, this is pre-Black Eyed Peas blowing up, and they was about to get dropped. You know, he loved Will.I.Am. Jimmy loved Will.I.Am, but their first 2 albums when they was like still hip hop.
Oh yeah, before they added Fergie.
Yes, before they added Fergie. And so yeah, I just was like, well, I'm just gonna roll with Tim, you know what I'm saying? But then Tim goes to Miami. He goes through a period of self-discovery, and after talking, you know, like of trying to figure his life out, you know, and he started getting in shape. And then that was the prelude to Timbo, peak Timbo, Mostly Music, Nelly Furtado, Justin Timberlake, And but we go like 6 months without talking at a time when I'm trying to see what we're doing, you know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget, I had went to London with Big Boy, because I was always Dungeon family, you know what I'm saying? Like from even before I signed, like I had a relationship with Rico Wade. And so, you know, I was on the Dungeon Family album, like them were when I'm in Atlanta, that's who I hung out with, Sleepy and, you know, all those guys. Sleepy Brown, my brother.
Sleepy Brown.
Yeah.
I owe you, brother.
Legend.
Yeah.
And yes, me and Sleepy lived together for a while, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And Dungeon White.
Platonic, y'all. I know how the internet get that.
Oh, hell no.
I'm like, what? Me and Sleepy used to sleep together. Wait a minute.
You heard what he said? Dungeon White.
Yeah, Sleepy Dungeon White. Because they had Dungeon East was Ray Murray's house, and then the Dungeon was Reek's house, and then we just geeked up. I was geeked up one night talking about, and he was like, this is a Dungeon White. And me and my boy, I gotta say, Dr. Dax, my boy T-Raw, the other white boy in the Dungeon family. And so yeah, and me and Big went to London. Either I went over there because that was right after Speaker Box Love Below, and Dre wasn't touring, and so I think I was just in London promoing, and then Big came over there performing with like a band and stuff, and he would bring me out to do a couple songs, and we just was kicking it and just having a ball, and we just came up with the idea for me to. Because him and Dre were slowly, you know, he was about to do because they had Aquemini Records, but then Big was like, you know, Dre was just kind of, he was just losing interest in the whole music game at that time. So Big was going to do Purple Ribbon on his own. We just came, you know, and we just had
that era.
We just had to find a home for it, and then Virgin came with a big old satchel of money, baby. And so we got paid good for that one. But yeah, that was kind of the split from Tim. It was kind of unceremonious, and it wasn't. And he still worked on the next album on The Charm.
Who, Tim?
Yeah, Tim did.
Yeah, but you know what it was? It's like Kobe, Phil Jackson, Dr. Bus.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
correct.
Like, somehow, like, if I had like contact with you, like, you know what I mean? Like, I would have said, man, whatever you can do.
Back before people was able to just talk.
Yeah, because like, you could have had your cake and eat it too, because I'm gonna be honest with you. You, Timbaland, and Jimmy, I'm gonna include Jimmy in that because he had to approve these records. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna include him, even though like he might have not been in the studio, but he had to approve these records. Like that sound and what y'all was doing was so dope. I felt like you should have brung that, even though I felt like you had so much respect from them, that if you would have been like, yo, listen, man, I got a bigger bag over here, but I'm gonna let these points override, and can you still let's bring that over here? Like, I learned that later on in life, you know what I mean?
I didn't know how to shoot no move like that at the time. I didn't have that expertise.
Yeah, I mean, I made the same mistake. You know, being on these different record labels. But let's move on for a second, right?
But you know,
yeah.
You know, I didn't know what chemistry even was at that time. I just knew that, like, I grew up loving Outkast. I'm about to go, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And plus the difference in working with being signed to a producer and being signed to an artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a different mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The producer lives to, and Biggs, they ain't taking nothing away from Big as a producer too, but you know, being just a core producer. You know what I'm saying? Like Tim.
That's how you came into the game as a producer.
Yeah,
right?
you know, you think more about how do I break artists? How do I do this? You know what I'm saying? How do I make other people's music sound good? Whereas an artist's first priority is always going to be their own artistic vision, you know? And that ain't, like I said, that's just natural. That's just human nature, you know? And I'd be the same way. But yeah, man, I didn't understand how chemistry worked really at that time. I just thought I could, you know, I mean, because me and Mr. Colin Park had great chemistry.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like
he did Miss New Booty, right?
Miss New Booty and Heated Up, which was a top 10 radio record that would have went #1 if Virgin hadn't closed their doors right after Miss New Booty came out. Anyway, and yeah, so but me and Timbaland had a chemistry, man, that, you know, Tim and I aren't particularly close today.
Right.
I'll accept responsibility for contributing the most to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because that's the kind of man I am. But I will never rule out a relationship with Tim. First of all, because I owe him too much. But second, and I do have a deep love for him and appreciation for him. But secondly, because our chemistry is off the fucking charts. I'll say this, outside of God Bless the Dead Aaliyah, Missy, Justin, maybe Nelly Furtado, I'm definitely top 5 in terms of artists that Tim has had the best
we hope you guys work together.
Because I'm going to compare it to, and it's going to seem a little crazy, right? I don't know if you ever seen when Old Dirty Bastard came home and RZA went to see him and Old Dirty Bastard told him like, yo, I'm going with Dame Dash. And RZA, you could tell RZA did not like that. You could tell it was steaming. So like I compare RZA to Timbaland. And then when you see RZA go in the studio with him, he goes in the studio with ODB, but with the purpose of this album dropping on Dame Dash's label. It's not going to be on
Rockefeller.
This is on, I believe it was Dame Dash.
No, it was Rockefeller.
It was Rockefeller? Then okay, I'm going to argue with you.
I know
it hurt RZA, but, and I know you said Timbaland worked on the
but
Virgin.
it was half-hearted.
It was, that's
like what you're saying. It's
He
what
got a
you're saying.
check. He got a check. That's what
it was just about a check.
The record was cool, but he knew
that love wasn't there no more. Okay,
it was different.
It wasn't his
Damn.
project anymore.
But you know what it is? And being a devil's advocate for a little bit, it's like you were the new artist. He probably wanted you to follow his guidance no matter what. And
I would do things differently if I could go back. No question.
Yeah. So look, now
I'm man enough to say that. Like people say, "Oh, I wouldn't change a thing." I fucking would. There's lots of shit I'd change if I could go back, but that would be one of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I just, you know, when you talk about addiction and then combined with the fact that I just didn't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Like most people in their early 20s don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you think you know everything, especially if you have a little acclaim and a little money. You know, people, as you get more and more popping, you got more and more people around you that laugh at every fucking joke. You know what I'm saying?
Fame makes you think that you're smart, but that doesn't equate.
I never, at this point in life, want to be the smartest person in the room.
Right.
That's a very dangerous room. I don't want to be the dumbest either, but I want to be the smartest. Right.
Yeah. Those are two dangerous spots.
Yeah, two dangerous spots. Them people end up, this one gets killed because everybody is plotting on him, and this one gets killed because he's the weakest link.
Well, I hope that you and Tim find your path together.
In the words of George Costanza, you never want to be no one's first or the last. You know, remember the dumbest or the smartest. Right. There you go. Okay, now Timbaland calls you right now. Boom. He says, Bubba, I want to throw you a check for verses. I want you to do verses. You pick any other.
Oh, God.
You can pick any other, because verses has turned into a celebration. I love what Game and YG just did. I care a lot. Them niggas made me blood without even getting jumped. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I was blood. Like, I was throwing up. So I didn't know what I was doing. But watching that shit, I got dressed, undressed, put on red. I don't know what was happening to me, but they celebrated each other, right? So Timbaland says to you, I want you to battle.
Well,
it's two choices.
You can't say we're celebrating and then it's a battle.
Okay, no, it's still a battle. It's still a battle, but it's a celebration, right? So one,
I like how they changed that too.
Yeah, I like that too.
Intense in a couple.
Yeah. A couple of them didn't like each other. They was actually picking people.
But they were always supposed to be
on purpose
celebrations. They were
that
always
like
supposed
each
to be.
other.
They were intended to be.
They were.
You know
but
what happened? It was we fucked it up. This is both my people. We had them both on this show. It's both Dogs and 3-6.
Yep.
They fucked that up. They're like,
and Gucci
and Gucci, yeah.
No, Gucci and Jeezy.
But they
didn't
squashed-
fuck it up.
but they squashed
They
the shit,
They
yeah.
made it.
Yeah, you're right.
At first, oh my God.
Yeah,
at first I was watching this like, wait a minute.
The
this
fans
is rated
were the ones
this is
that
rated
were-
XXX. But okay, so Timbaland says to you, you can battle any other white rapper.
This isn't. You already know the answer to this.
Okay, well, I do not know the answer.
That's weak as fuck.
But it gotta be a white rapper.
I don't know.
I mean, well, you know what they want to see, me and Paul.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
But that's
How did you not think of that?
I didn't think of World War. God. Shit.
I mean, it makes all the sense in the world.
Hell yeah, it does.
We're the former fat dudes that were that era in between Eminem.
Holy shit.
But here's the thing. That's not what I want. Like, that's not like a battle I
Who would
crave.
you want?
Well, yeah, who would you want?
It doesn't have to be white.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be right.
Shit, man. I just don't fucking know. I mean, they don't have to be white.
It don't have to be right.
No, that's ridiculous.
No, Juvenile's not in my generation. I don't look
Right.
at. I don't think I could compete with Juvenile in a versus like. Damn. I'm trying to think of these people I be doing these shows with. You know what I'm saying? Like. I mean, well, I'll just stick with Paul for now, but
Yeah.
but
I think that's perfect.
yeah, I mean, if it's a celebration,
Hell yeah.
damn, I'm saying who else is from my era? I was just with Chingy.
Okay.
It's just hard to find somebody for me. It's not a good matchup because, okay, based on Miss New Booty, me and Chingy would be a good one. But I got so much other different type of shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, also when you talk about Deliverance, me and fucking, you know, I don't know, nobody ever made music like that, so there's no comparison for that. But when you talk about Ugly coming into the game, me and somebody from New York that had a club banger like Joe Budden before, you know what I'm saying, when he had Pump It Up.
You want Joe Budden?
No, I don't want Joe Budden.
Hey, man, just say it, man. Just say it, man.
I'm saying there's a
You got his phone number.
There's a different fit for each lane. You know what I'm saying? You're an asshole. I know.
Just fucking with you.
So we stick with Paul Wall.
Yo, that is a great
We're
match.
going white versus white.
No, that's a great match. That is a great match. Even the record's similar. By the way, Paul Wall's a great guy, man.
No,
Pick him
Paul
up.
Wall's amazing dude,
Me
man.
and Paul just did a record together, man, and you know, we knew each other very early on and kicked it, but then we went a lot of years where we didn't talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the way the game goes. And yeah, man, I got a lot of love and respect for Paul. For
Yeah,
sure.
me too.
He's another authentic person, man. Like,
Yeah.
and it shows in the music.
Goddamn, okay. Oh, shit.
But tell Timbaland to just call with the check first, and we'll figure the rest out after
we
that.
doing it in existence. We doing it in
I think you and Tim need to get together, man, again and make magic.
Yeah, I would like it. I don't even know if he's. I think he's more like setting other people up to make. I don't know. Has he produced a lot of songs that came out like lately, or is he more like signing producers?
I mean, he's been that whole thing that was going on with the AI, the controversy. He's like, he's producing.
That was strange.
No,
He's doing
I'm gonna
something.
be honest with you. I thought rappers are bad when we say we retire and we're not doing that and we secretly recording
producers
shit.
are the same.
Producers are way worse than us. yo.
Creators cannot retire from being creative.
A producer would say they retire, and you go and you just look,
Man,
and they playing beats on their fucking phone. Like they are liars.
If
man.
me and Timbaland
they
did
never retire.
with the way country rap has evolved and the way country culture, if me and Timbaland did Deliverance 2 right now,
With Jelly Roll on it?
I mean, he can be on it if he wants to.
Do you hear Jelly Roll and be like, that's me? Go on. Let me pat you on the back for
when
you.
I heard Jelly Roll as a rapper like he used to be, I used to feel like that. But
Yeah, but he's
where
rapping in
Jelly
this
Roll has taken it is somewhere like that's not.
Remember,
really,
Jelly Roll used to mess with strange music and tech and all that.
Yeah, like Jelly Roll as a rapper, that was the little homie. But you know, this is a whole different animal right here. That you know.
And you consider his music country music, or is that?
I think it's well. I call it country rock, country pop, country rock,
And then
pop.
he's praising the Lord in there too. So is it Christians?
The way you said,
I'm asking.
he's praising
No,
the Lord.
I'm like, you know what I mean? Like this is pure ignorance as me because I like Jelly Roll.
I don't see it that way. I just see there's a spiritual element to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I met like 3 different versions of Jelly Roll. Early on, I believe, the hip hop version.
Yeah.
Then,
He used to rap about selling crack.
Really?
Yeah.
Jelly
Yeah,
Roll.
he was on some other shit.
Used to sell the rolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crack rolls.
Crack rocks.
Holy moly. Do we make the money for that or no?
I wasn't with him in the streets. I can't verify.
Talking about the music.
I can't confirm or deny what he was actually doing, but I can say he was making
And
music.
he's from
about it.
Nashville, right?
Yeah, he's from Nashville.
Nashville selling crack in the Vale.
I used to rock with Haystack back in the day. Shout out to Stack, man.
Haystack, yeah.
And he came up under Haystack as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So
And then I met Jelly Roll, the jogger, the runner.
oh, that's the new one?
The healthier version.
Yeah. Like, he's serious.
Okay, good.
He been out there.
Good,
He been
I'm
out
glad
there.
he got healthy.
Yeah. Do you think you get the props that you deserve in this game?
I mean, I don't think anybody ever thinks they get the props they deserve in the exact way they want them and deserve them.
Nobody ever
But
gets it that way.
unfortunately, we don't get to decide what other people.
Right.
It's none of my business what another person thinks about me. You know what I'm saying? So I can sit here and be like, man, won't y'all look at it from this narrative? You know, I just don't have that much power or control.
Right.
So how a motherfucker sees it is just how they see it.
Right.
Do I think people get it fucked up? Yeah, I really do. But a lot of that's because of certain turns I took in life, I didn't stay consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I didn't ever lose the ability to make dope music. You know what I'm saying? Like actually I kept sharpening my sword as the years went on. But it's just the fact that the access also gradually diminished. You know what I'm saying? Like to where we're a long way from Interscope at this point.
Right.
You know?
I remember one time Buster told me, right? He told this to me, right? He's like, man, sometimes I don't like when you're so humble, man. Like you like.
He told me some shit very similar to that too.
Yeah. Do you think? Because I feel like me and you kind of like suffer from the same thing.
When's your birthday?
I'm September 6th. You 7 months older than me because you're March something and I'm September 6th, 1977, both years.
And so you're a Virgo?
Virgo, yes.
Yeah. Virgos and Pisces, that's like the opposite, the yin and the yang.
Yeah. So do you think at one point, because I didn't agree with him when he told me I was too humble, but I understood
Because you know you're a lot like me. You got very high.
Yeah.
I think way more of myself than any of y'all motherfuckers think of yourself.
Right.
But I also think a lot lower of myself than any of y'all motherfuckers.
Do you think that was a flaw for you being so humble?
Yeah, but part of that was coming in on the white boy shit at the time. You know, I just wanted.
But feeling like a guest when you say the white boy?
I ain't never wanted to like look like I was no ass kisser, dick sucker motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Like to hip hop culture, but I also wanted people to know that I was approaching my love for hip hop and what I wanted to contribute to hip hop was coming from a place of love and humility. You know what I'm saying? And so if I ever appeared humble, it was that. You know, it was like me saying like, I love this. I understand I'm a guest. Right. You know what I'm saying? I understand, especially at that time, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's something I never lose sight of. Right. You know what I'm saying? That this is black music. You know what I'm saying? It's black music and culture. You know what I'm saying? And Brown, it started in the Bronx, New York. Correct me if I'm wrong. And so, you know, I've always been mindful of the fact that, and I think, like I said, a lot of the younger generation just isn't, I think maybe they're not even aware at this point because hip hop's grown and aged to a certain point, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, you got 60-year-old people now that the only music they've ever gave a fuck about their whole life was hip-hop. And that wasn't, when me and you were 22, 23, it wasn't like that. And so, so I just always wanted to come at it from, and I am a humble guy, but see, I've learned that, like, I used to think that, like, humility was, like, acting inferior when I really thought I was superior.
That's not what it is.
That's false humility.
Right.
You know, like not being able to take compliments well and shit like that. Like, oh, this whole thing, you know, being sheepish about shit. That's just bitch shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've learned that what true humility is understanding that I got some good shit about me and I got some shit I need to work on. I got some weaker areas and I'm where I'm at in the process of all that and I'm cool with that. That's what true humility is. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that, I'm plenty, but you know what I'm saying? It ain't that I'm not enough. It's just that there's always room to grow.
Right, understanding your humanity, but you should be humble, but demand respect as well.
Absolutely. Be assertive. You know, it's like I stand up for my rights without violating yours.
I think we got to be careful with saying you shouldn't be humble, because I think humility is important.
But true humility.
True humility, like you're saying, but but respect, you have to demand respect. Because some people think when you're too humble, they can disrespect you, and that's a whole.
That's what I mean about being assertive. It's like, you know, it's me standing up for my rights, for the air I breathe and the food I eat and the shelter over my head. It's not it's not saying you don't deserve it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That you shouldn't have a roof over your head and food to eat and air to breathe.
Absolutely.
You know? So that's where I quantify that.
What do you feel about the term culture vulture?
I think there's some validity to it. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that based on what I done called me a damn contact weed high.
Oh, my bad. This is some good ass weed, though. Goddamn. Good job, Morris.
So I gotta be a little. I got to pause and be a little more mindful of what I'm saying.
It's not alcohol, guys. He's drinking. That's not.
Oh no, I'm drinking Monster Energy.
Monster Energy.
Shout out to Monster. Shout out to the sponsor. Culture vulture. Mm-hmm. So like, first of all, just so I'm clear, give me an example of somebody they say is a culture vulture.
You brought it up.
Y'all both scary now. Vlad. Adam 22.
I believe
they said it. Vlad, Adam, even Leor. They told.
Yeah, Leor is really the one that I believe.
Why don't they ever say that about Jimmy?
I never heard him say that about you.
Yeah, because I'm not.
Right. So that's why I asked you.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm just trying to, you know, like.
I kind of never heard it about Eminem either.
No, he's not.
Or Paul Wall.
No.
I mean, I guarantee you someone has said it out there, but not in loud voices. But
yeah, I don't think of. That never even crosses my mind that somebody might consider me a culture vulture. I love this shit so much.
Right.
You know, and I stay down with it too. You know, I've taken a long walk with this shit. You know, it's not it's not a season for me.
See that movie, The Long Walk?
Nah, but it sounds good.
Oh yeah. It's about a movie. If you stop walking, they shoot you in your face.
Oh yeah, I seen that. It's like kids walking.
This shit is fucking phenomenal. That's why I want to do my album release party for my run champs. If you you should get shot. I'm sorry.
With a paintball.
Damn, you know, here I was this whole time toying with the notion that N.O.R.E had gone Hollywood.
No. So Culture Vulture, you're not offended by that because you feel like there is.
No, if you somebody call me
if someone
that's
you
fighting
that.
words. If you call me that,
okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like not on the internet. Somebody you come up in my face like then we probably
that's where it's loud on the internet, but no.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what nobody on the internet says.
Right.
You know, I don't give a fuck about no opinions of anybody on the internet because you know this whole social media thing. And we'll get back to what you're saying. You know what's interesting about it to me is like we come from an era where. Before anybody gave a fuck what your opinion was on any issue, you had to have done something credible and verifiable in the real world to earn a platform to where anybody. Now you just have a voice just for the sake of having a fucking voice, and you don't have any real life experience to be the backbone of this voice that you're trying to have. So you just basically saying shit to get a reaction. You're trying to be polarizing.
Right.
That's what it comes down to, and so that's why I just don't give any credence to. You know, if I don't know something that you did verifiable in life, I really don't give a fuck what your opinion is on anything, you know, that you can type in 140, 160 characters or whatever.
Right.
But to go back to what you're saying, yeah, I won't even entertain that discussion of me being a culture vulture.
Yeah.
And I feel that way for Paul and M too.
Yeah.
But not just them, you know, there's other...
Gary Owen. We just had Gary Owen on here.
Yeah, dude, I actually got a line on my new album. I call myself the country rap Gary Owen. Yeah, I fuck with Gary.
That's what I fuck with Gary.
But when you start getting into like the Leors and, you know, that's a little more subjective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because... He gave a lot of black folks opportunities from the hood, you know what I'm saying? But he damn sure made a lot of money doing it too, you know what I'm saying? But I just wonder why I think it's just because certain people have been more vocal, that have fought. Jimmy ain't really fell out with a lot of people that he rocked with, because Jimmy didn't try to get in the clubs, hanging out with motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? But I think that, I think Jimmy... And the way Jimmy rocked with Dre, the way he just, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's like the rich old white dude and the black dude out in the hood getting together. Like, normally it turns into like somebody taking advantage of
someone's
somebody.
exploited, right?
Yeah, somebody gets exploited, you know, and then that's how the culture vulture term comes into existence. But Jimmy and Dre each kept it so solid with each other this whole fucking time. And look at the fruit that bear. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a beautiful thing.
Because I heard you compare Interscope to the Yankees, but
The Yankees or the Lakers?
I liked it better than the Lakers because
Jerry Buss.
Jerry Buss
Dr.
and
Buss.
Magic.
Yeah, did you watch the show?
Of course I did.
Yeah, that shit
of
was
course
hard.
I did. Jerry Buss and Magic reminds me of Jimmy Iovine and Dre.
Yeah.
Like, so I would say Def Jam is the Yankees. And Interscope is the Lakers franchise. Like, because you know, when I signed the Def Jam, that's what they called me and said, "Welcome to the Yankees." I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Yeah, they are a little more like the Yankees.
Yeah, so
you know, maybe even the Bulls in the '90s, but the Lakers have just done it over so many generations.
Yes,
and it's not
yes.
the Celtics.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Celtics is a different energy.
I believe Interscope is the Lakers. Yeah,
It's the Lakers. I like that too.
They
'Cause the
fucked
L-
up right now. They lost LeBron.
Just the LA element.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody.
They got all white rappers over there right now.
Nobody for Philly, Gilly, and Wallow. Yo, I text them. I don't know why I did that. I texted them like, still Knicks in 5. They texted me with crying emojis. They said you got one championship, and that's it. I was like, fuck y'all. I was so mad. I
Yeah,
thought
my boy
this.
Dusty thought that the Knicks weren't gonna win too. He was cheering for the Spurs.
Yeah, don't do that. So, Claremont Lounge.
Finna meet this bitch up at the Claremont Lounge. The Claremont Lounge.
Tell us about Claremont Lounge.
All right, so I was dating this girl at the time. Shout out to Jana.
Oh, you be shouting them out and all that. I respect that.
Man, because I ain't got no girl right now.
Okay. You remember the names and everything. All right,
yeah, but you know, it's like 5, 6 women I had like a real thing with in my life. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I'm not gonna name them all.
Okay,
But so I was dating her, and I was getting ready to go up. I was supposed to meet her brother for the first time at the Claremont Lounge. And I'm in the studio, I'm at the dungeon. Me, shout out to G-Rock, my boy G-Rock from Shamdon, second generation dungeon family, traveled the world with me, was my hype man back in the day. He was there with me. And Reek just had this beat playing. And I was like, and I think I might have been waiting on, I was waiting on like a publishing check to clear or something. And so I was right in the pocket, but I wasn't right in the pocket. Like I was waiting on like 6 figures, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was like, finna meet this bitch up at the Claremont Lounge, the Claremont Lounge, the Claremont Lounge. And once she get a whiff of this, believe it's going down. It's going down. But the thing was, in the verse, I was like, the money's low, but I dare not scrounge. Nobody ever rhyme scrounge?
Right, yeah. I don't even know what that means, but I'm in.
Scrounge means like I gotta like scrounge up some money. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead, even though I'm waiting on this check, I'm gonna go ahead and spend this like it's plenty more there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is what that means. And yeah, so and then everybody heard it, and we really did it just fucking around. Like it was just that was the Purple Ribbon era. But every era for me was an organized noise era. And so the next day, Big heard it, because we did it at the dungeon. They sent it to Stank On You, or Rico played it for Big or something. And he was like, wow. He was going to get on it first, but then Killer Mike heard it.
Shout out
Killer Mike holler at me, motherfucker, man.
Yeah, hell
holler at your boy, man.
Yeah, you got that seafood spot.
Yeah, man. Man, me and Killer used to be thick as thieves, man. A lot of people I need to get reconnected with. But, yeah, man, and Killer put that verse on there. And then I was like, I wanted to pay. Big was originally going to get on the third verse, but I was like, nah. I was like, it'd be doper if I go get somebody from first generation Dungeon family that people act like they done forgot about. So we got Cool Breeze on there. So shout out to Freddie Calhoun, Mr. Cool Breeze. Yeah, so that was it's crazy too, because they got like at Claremont Lounge, they got like a historical marker for that song.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What about Yellow Wolf, your connection with Yellow Wolf?
Well, Yellow Wolf is probably, I don't know. I put Wolf on, like, as far as how talented he is, I put him on a level of like Timbaland.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like he's a very, very talented guy. And he's a volatile guy also, you know what I'm saying? And man, we made some great music. I actually want to finish that album. I mean, because we were supposed to do an album. We did an EP, the Bubba Mathis EP. The shit was crazy. And I would like to do...
You and Yellow Wolf got a...
Yeah, he was on his label. On Yellow's label.
I did a
You
project.
got a whole project together?
He produced it.
Oh.
Yeah, he executive produced it and produced a lot of it. But yeah, man, me and Wolf had a pretty fire chemistry too. You know, I wasn't living the right way at that time. That was, you know, during a definite period of peak time for my addiction. I was going through a divorce, so I probably wasn't the most dependable person at that time, you know, or focused because of the way I was living. But yeah, I got a lot of love for Yella, so yeah, he kind of just dissolved the whole Slumerican like label, you know, as far as like having a label. Yeah, so, but shout out to all the people that was over there with me. Cook Up Boss out of Nashville, Struggle Jennings, who does his thing. Man, we had a little team over there. We actually went on tour. Listen to this tour. It was Yellow Wolf, me, Jelly Roll, Struggle Jennings, and Doobie. Y'all know Doobie from Columbus, Ohio? Yeah, man, that was a crazy tour. Doing like 1,000, 1,500 seaters. That shit was... We did like 80% sellouts. It was crazy, man. That was a good time. But yeah, man,
a great tour right now.
Yeah, it does. For sure. But, well, Jelly Roll kind of.
Jelly Roll coming back to the hood.
Yeah, okay. Bring him back. I believe that. I've been saying for a while he gonna start back rapping.
Right.
You know,
I love Jelly Roll's very humble as well.
Yeah,
very
man.
humble.
I know Jelly Roll a long time, man.
Yeah.
You know, I know Jelly Roll since 2010 or 11.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, congratulations, Jelly Roll. Like, I'm proud of all his success.
Hell yeah, congratulations. Jimmy Iovine comes to you.
Yes.
And says...
He says yes, automatic.
I want you
but let me back up, because it's other shit that might, you know.
I want you to record a record with M. But I want M's part to be on a Timbaland beat and your part to be on a Dr. Dre beat.
I'm gonna eat that motherfucking Dr. Dre beat up. And I know what he gonna, man, you know, man, I would love to do a record with Eminem. I always wanted
with
to.
M.
Yeah.
Because I seen on the interview, you said there's a challenge. It's 365 days. Yeah.
I missed that one.
Missed that one?
I missed that window. But
okay.
But yeah, man, M always he shouted me out. Even the time he dissed me, I thought it was a very complimentary diss.
Wait, he dissed you?
The song's called GOAT.
Okay.
And he basically, I don't know where he was getting his erroneous information. Like, I mean, I definitely done coke in my life, but that wasn't my kryptonite. My kryptonite at that time, it later in life became meth.
Yeah.
But at this time, it was opiates.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the way y'all ain't never heard that song, GOAT?
Nah.
Well, he disses me and Paul Wall. Around the same time, he put out a song called Hey Darling or some shit like that, where he said, Paul Wall's dope and so's Bubba. And that's the one most people know of. But a leak.
Oh, so he dissed y'all on one, and then he bigged y'all up on the
That's the one that actually came out,
okay,
right?
all right. He's a genius. He's a genius.
That was his.
He might have felt that way.
Nah, that was after Paul talked to him. Paul Rosenberg was like, hey, man, we're not doing this right now.
Yeah.
And there, he might have been having a better day today, he said, you know. But on this GOAT song that leaked, you know, he said some pretty unflattering things about both of us. But I took what he said about me, you know, he was like, and Bubba Sparxxx just won't write because he's so gone on that Snow White. Timbaland can't even get him to go to the studio, right? And it's sad because he's dope, right? America's next great white hope, right? Like, and I was like...
He was like bigging you up Antecedent.
Yeah, so I was like, man, diss me some more, baby.
And you had no intentions to go back at him?
Man, I wasn't... Shit, I was back in LaGrange, Georgia at the time. I was one of them times when I was thinking real low of myself, you know what I'm saying? And I reached out to Paul. I was like, dude, what the fuck, man? After all these years? He's like, bro, I'm sorry, that leaked, you know. And,
Paul Rosenberg.
Paul
Okay,
Rosenberg.
all right, cool.
Yeah, I should have made that distinction. I'm not talking about Paul Wall. Right. And I never actually even talked to Paul Wall about that. I don't think he gives a fuck.
Right, no, he don't give a fuck. He making people fronts, gold fronts, and big damn jewelry.
Paul is eternally rich.
Yeah, that's it. So,
All right, God.
What'd he say?
No.
I felt like we was on the Truman Show right there.
No, because I feel like I already asked that. I felt like I asked that with
I'm gonna take a pee-pee.
Yeah, I got P too.
All right, go ahead. There's 2 backwards. Go ahead. We can take a break. Yep. Like 2 more questions, it'll be good. You ever tried those non-alcoholic drinks?
Well, I don't drink,
bro. What are you talking
First of all, I'm not a pussy.
I wasn't ready for that.
If I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna drink. I ain't trying to get no vibe. I drink for the effect produced by the shit. I ain't drinking for just because I like the taste. I fucking smoke crack for the effect for these guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just go into a crack house and just smell the smell of it.
Nah, it's funny because I did a Lola challenge in Puerto Rico, which I'm doing this year again, as long as my fucking calf held up. And after every race, it's a 3-day race. So after every race, we would go and because I wanted to like keep it together. But I would go to the non-alcoholic Heineken stand, but no one knew it because it doesn't say. You gotta actually look, and it says 0 Heineken. So I had my brother-in-law drinking it with me for 3 days straight, and he didn't realize he wasn't getting drunk at all. On the third day, I was like,
"That's how we do you, done."
I told him, I was like, "You know that's non-alcoholic." He was like, "Why the fuck am I doing this?" On the third day, like 3 days, he
just sitting there like acting drunk the whole time.
Because he didn't really want to run. He just ran because I ran. You know what I'm saying? So like,
was he acting drunk though?
Nah, no. He didn't. I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Placebo effect.
Yeah, dude, that would be fucked up. You acting drunk as hell, like you like kiss a fat fat girl or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I love fat big women. But,
so me, right? Like when I go through these spurts of me, like just not fucking around. And the thing is, I like change my environments, right? Like, so I don't go to everything, but then there's certain times I have to, right?
Yeah.
And I went to a bowling alley the other day and I had drank a mocktail, right?
Yeah.
I felt like I should have drank a fucking alcohol.
Yeah.
Because the sugar in that shit just fucked me up more. Like I was sitting there and I started sweating. It was all the effects of a real drink. Do you have that type of problem? Like when you go out?
You know what I drink? Well, as my boy Polo the Don affectionately gave him a secondary name, we call it Man Sprites, but really what the world calls it is Shirley Temples.
Shirley Temples, okay.
I love Shirley Temples.
Okay.
And I drink a lot of those. Like when I go to nice restaurants and shit, like we went last night to this spot down on the beach and I had it's a very nice dinner, you know what I'm saying? And where you might want to feel like you was going to have a drink. I got my Shirley Temple, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So and there's a lot of sugar in that shit.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, mostly I drink, I just drink water and shit, you know, but, the only time I really miss drinking is like them 30 minutes right before you perform.
Oh, for the nervousness?
Yeah, like when you're like at maximum that.
You're about to fight. It's like when you're about to
once
fight.
you get out there, it's over. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be like, damn, man, I like drinking about 3 or 4 vodka Red Bulls sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I know it wouldn't stop there. So, yeah.
No, because I read somewhere that you were saying that you couldn't even like function unless you had like 4 pills and 3 shots of fucking tequila.
Yeah, back in the day, yep. Yeah, buddy. I said, pop me 3 green Lord.
And that's you use that to wake up. Motherfuckers use that to go to sleep.
Oh, no, yeah. We're going to get into the coke and all that once we get out of the house. Once we get to
I wasn't ready.
Once we get to the venue, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just to damn get it where I might answer the phone or something. You know what I mean? Just take me about 3 green Lord tabs.
Man, you went in.
Take me about 3, 4 shots of Patron. But I'll never forget, I was on tour with Blink 182.
Blink 182.
Yeah, first
Big up
time.
Travis.
Yeah, one time Travis.
He got a run club. He got a run club.
Yeah, man, they was good enough to take me on this tour one time, and Travis was a big supporter, man, of mine, and great dude, man. And anyway, dude, I ran out of pills. Cause what happened was I fucked around with pills, but I was in a snowmobile accident in Canada. Me and Big Steve, we gotta get around to the Big Steve story.
Okay.
The boy gave us a certain thing. Okay. All right, and anyway,
ski fishing in Canada.
We were ice fishing.
Ice fishing. Okay.
Yeah. And so I got to, we grew up in the South. We ain't know shit about riding. Up there in like that part of Canada, like you go through the McDonald's drive-through on a snowmobile.
Yeah.
And like these lakes are frozen for like months on end. So you go way back into the woods to a cabin on a certain lake, and you go through the trails, and then you open up onto this big frozen lake. And so you let it, you open it up. And I was doing about 70, lost control of it. I was trying to show out for the new friend that we brought that year, you know what I'm saying? And lost control of the motherfucker, went to the hospital. And when they prescribed me a bunch of pain pills.
That's how you got
Yeah, I mean, I was already taking some, I was already doing drugs, and if you had some pain pills, I would do them. But yeah, at that time, that's when I got, because they was writing me scripts and stuff.
Right. That's the first time, crack cocaine ruined the black and brown era. I believe opiates was the first time we got to see the other side. Like, you know what I mean? Like you
and
guys
meth.
having just as much.
And meth.
Well, meth came a little later. And then I heard you say you sniffed meth. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's powder.
Bro, you sniffed meth, bro?
No, bro.
So how'd you know?
Come on, EFN.
Come on,
EFN. Hey, man, METH. But yeah, man, I snorted, man. I smoked it before too. I never did no drugs intravenously.
Okay.
I was always scared, and then once I got to a certain age, I'd be like, I ain't picking up no new addictions at this at 30 plus, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And but meth burns bad, but it's like, it ain't like, I know you ain't probably never snorted nothing. And if you have, you're not gonna admit it right here.
No, I haven't.
But so
I haven't.
I was itching. Okay. I haven't.
But but I got to the point with that shit where I love the burn. I'm talking about it burns like you think you're gonna die, but you get used to. Because I mean, you're snorting.
You know what's coming after
it's
it.
It's fucking Drano ultimately. Right. Like it's fucking pure chemicals, like fucking Sudafed and Drano and a whole bunch of other shit.
Right.
And I do think it kept me from getting COVID, perhaps. You know what I'm saying?
Meth is the key to not get COVID.
Relax.
We just discovered it right now.
And
damn, I never got COVID neither.
And then you just went like this, like, oh man.
But I began to identify that burn with here comes the fucking the fucking numbness.
Right.
But meth's a fucked up drug, man. It's like the way it isolates you. I went 2 years without talking to anybody in my family.
Damn. Right.
My best friend, Big Steve, the one we keep referencing without having told the fucking story I want to tell. Yeah, man, I just was completely isolated. Like if something wasn't directly serving my addiction, I'll go do a show because I need to get money to keep this fucking... I'm staying in hotels for 2 years. Most of them were nice hotels, but I was still living in fucking hotels. I didn't have a place of fucking residence. You know what I'm saying? And I had no communication, gradually less and less communication with anybody that ever really cared anything about me in a genuine way.
Let me ask you, because this is something that I learned from dealing with DMX. They told me that nobody in hip-hop never seen DMX high. Now, hear me out, because I know... What everyone is saying. Like, man, I seen DMX. If anybody seen him out, he was drunk.
Yeah, no,
he wasn't high.
Because when he's high, he gonna be by himself.
They said when he got high,
isolate when he high. He might be with his dog or something.
Yeah, like he isolated himself. So they said as much as you probably seen DMX out. And if whether you've seen him like in a messed up situation or not, it might have been just alcohol, it might have been bud, it might have been whatever. But when he actually got high, was that something you was doing? Like when you got high, you isolated yourself? Because that was the thing, like me and you brought it up earlier, but the MTV thing, that was the thing that was kind of rumored about you too, was like at times you would just disappear. And like you said, your managers couldn't find you. Was that cause of getting high?
It was a factor in it.
Okay.
But I wasn't, back in those days, the major label days, I didn't do no meth or nothing like that. But I was doing coke and pain pills. Okay. And drinking, what I'm saying?
Right.
Drinking was always, the constant. That was always the foundation,
Right.
But when I went through a divorce. I had a long period where I was just drinking. Like I was married. My ex-wife was from Iowa. God bless her. She was
Miss Iowa,
USA. Yeah. She was very green. And she was a very. I don't want to say she's pure because she crazy as hell. Like love Katie, but she crazy as hell. Right. But she was she hadn't been exposed to certain things that by that time in life I had been exposed to. Right. And so it just wasn't no way for me. I'm just drinking, but I'm a horrible drunk when I'm just drinking. I can, I'm sleeping under the fucking steps at the bar, waking up at 8 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a fun drunk around me. I'm just throwing it out
there. Yeah. I was fun. Yeah. Man, I don't know what it was about that period of life. I think I just, sometimes you just reach a point I was a little pickled.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I just had too much, And Nashville, that's a big part of it. Like I said, all my problems are my own making, and thank God for it. Because if it's your fault, I can't do nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's real.
But fucking Nashville they call it it's a music town. No, it's a drinking town with a music problem.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? It ain't a music town with a drinking problem. It's a drinking town with a music problem.
God damn it! they got the moonshine out there for sure.
But it's in day
Sounds like we got to do
drinking.
drink champs out there.
Day drinking is like the culture. Like that's just the norm there. Motherfuckers go write songs until like 1 or 2 p.m. and then fucking go straight to the bar and fucking be there till 2 in the morning. Right. Or at least till 8 or 9. And you know what I'm saying? And that's what I was doing. I was like on that shift. You know what I'm saying? And you start drinking at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, by 10, 11 o'clock that night, if you sit in a bar drinking liquor drinks, you're going to be fucked up as as a football bat by midnight.
God.
I was going to say something else, but I'm glad I didn't.
Because you said when you was living in Nashville, you basically would write music. You said you would come home and drink a beer, and that would be it.
Yeah, maybe once I started doing drugs.
Okay, cool.
Liquor took a back seat.
Cool.
That's true.
Right.
So I went from being a horrible husband in one way, like being like drunk and jealous and, just as horrible a husband as you can possibly be, to then I got an Adderall script. All right. But me being an addict that I am, the 2 or 3 they prescribe me per day, that's insufficient. At some point, I go from taking the 2 pills that I'm prescribed per day, and I'm going through my whole script in like 6 days and snorting like 12 to 15 fucking Adderall 30s per day. And now not even, but the human body is a marvelous mechanism because your tolerance goes up. So it's not like, it's hard for somebody like, that could take one and be all twacked out at this point to understand it after a year and your tolerance builds up how you... Right. I was doing 12 or 15 a day and still not getting as high as 1 or 2 used to make me in the beginning. And then it got to the point where I graduated to what I thought was Molly. I was doing Molly maintenance for a little while. That's what I... See, and I'm going to get back to the DMX comparison, that we were talking about. But the Molly maintenance was like... and people think they're doing Molly. Molly is only 1 molecule different than meth, even in its purity. Like, it's literally 1 molecule difference. But meth is so much cheaper. Most people think they're doing Molly, they're really doing meth. That's a fact.
Go like this. Ow!
Shit, I brought it in meth.
METH.
Damn, you fucking me up.
It's like what he said in Blow. If you did coke in America between... if you did Molly between fucking 2012 and now,
it's probably meth. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, if you did that pink Molly, you definitely did meth.
I did a couple of pink Molly.
I love that pink Molly.
You definitely did pink Molly.
But you sold it to me, fam.
That was boring.
Y'all fucking crazy, dude. Y'all have no interdimensional fucking battle going on when I leave.
No.
But anyway, so and then eventually the guy I was getting the Molly from one night, one fateful evening, I go in the place and he's like, I ain't got none of that. But you know how they do. I got some of that other. He's like, I'll have some more next week. I said, all right, I'll just get that this time. And
this time is
I always say I tried meth one time for 5 years.
Oh, shit. Just at the time that they made you wait for 6 hours?
Oh, no, that's back in the... that's the circle...
Because that's when I knew I would have had a problem. If I stayed for 6 hours...
No, that was at the height...
What kind of selfies are you taking?
That was at the height of Miss New Booty, too.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You
and this lit. Motherfucker, dude, it was... Yeah, I was lit. Dude... #1 song in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, New Booty was huge at this time. And this motherfucker, I'm sitting there, but I was strung out on them opiates, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, the motherfuckers had the hook in me. And so, in the way opiate addiction works, like, ain't shit going on this morning until we get this shit straight. You know what I'm saying? Because you're physically sick. You know what I'm saying? Whereas meth is the mental anguish associated with meth withdrawals, like the depression, because it skyrockets your serotonin and dopamine so much that where when you come down off that shit, it's like, I want to die. Like literally, I want to die. So it's a mental battle.
And opium is essentially like heroin.
Yeah, it's like heroin. So you're
Your
really
body needs it.
physically, your bones ache, you fucking diarrhea, fucking, you throwing up sometimes. And this motherfucker, he dope boying me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got me sitting in a bowling alley parking lot on a Saturday afternoon. I was supposed to be like in the studio with Big Boy or some shit.
With the #1 record in the world.
And I'm just sitting in this parking lot for like, it may have been longer than 6 hours. It may have been like 8 hours.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm right up the street. Nah, I'm right up the street for like 8 hours. And I just looked up at myself in the rearview. We call that in 12 steps, in the 12-step program, we call that a step 0 moment. It's before step 1. It's where you just look at yourself in the fucking mirror and you're just like, I felt like such a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I'm allowing this motherfucker to own me. And the hardest part about it is I ain't got no choice but to just sit here and fucking take it and just wait as long as this motherfucker has. It's like another motherfucker, you scared of another motherfucker killing you. It's like what Biggie say, my life in that man's hands while he just deciding. On a different level, that's what was going on there. I'm just sitting there like, I have no choice other than just, I'm dope sick. I keep having to go in the fucking bowling alley and shit. And I just got to sit here, and take it. And then finally about 9 o'clock that night or whatever, he rolled up. And I really want to just be like, but I'm like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because I had no choice but to just be a bitch. And I looked in the mirror and I was in rehab probably for the first time, probably about 2 weeks after that. Because I was just like, this ain't me, brother.
Right. That was the end all, that's the final straw.
That was, no.
For that time?
For that, you relapsed after
That's
that?
when I ended up in Tampa after that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's when I went to Tampa after that.
And you relapsed in Tampa?
Yeah, when I went down there to Pill Mill area in the strip clubs, remember? No, yeah. I stayed sober about 8 months that time. But like I said, I just wanted to get the pill situation under control. I was like 27, 28 at the time.
Damn, you mad.
I didn't want to fucking get sober and not be able to party anymore. I just wanted to not have a master no more. You know what I'm saying? And that was what was going on. Drugs and alcohol were my master. In random, intervals throughout the past 20 years, 25 years, really. Since you've known me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was easing in that direction when we first met, but by, like, the New Booty era, like, I was, I'm doing Jay Leno. I finally got my crew right. All my crew that's with me is, like, my real brothers, Big Steve, Dax, Dirty Ken, fucking, Chad, Bobby. We just out there kicking it, and it's good. I got my crew right, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not able to enjoy it because I'm dope sick every other day.
Damn.
I'm doing David Letterman, Jay Leno, and having to just soldier my way through it rather than being able to just enjoy the fact that I got this big, huge record. We doing Girls Gone Wild DVDs with Joe Francis, and I'm like, fuck, this is a fun party, but I gotta find some fucking pills. And see, back then, the perks and all that shit wasn't as socially acceptable.
Americana? Yeah.
I'll take one too.
Okay.
And the perks and all that shit became socially acceptable, especially in hip hop circles later. But at that time, you might as well have been asking for crack if you're just asking a random motherfucker for some Vicodin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, I remember lying to fucking Virgin when New Booty was out, like telling Virgin labels, like radio reps, how you go into town.
Yeah, of course.
I'd be like, this ain't, I actually got a tooth pulled one time. There wasn't nothing even wrong with it, just so I could get some fucking pain.
Damn.
Oh, shit, I never even thought about that. That's genius. Come on. I mean, I'm sorry. It's genius. It's genius.
I mean, it really is.
Right.
But, yeah, so I would tell him, I'd be like, man, oh. And he'd be like, I'd be like, man, because they want you to do what the fuck you got to do. And so I'm not putting nobody in particular on blast with this because he really just thought he was doing me a service and doing his job. But yeah, if you say, I ain't gonna be able to make it to this radio station for this appearance unless I get right, they gonna try to make it happen. Yeah. And I remember I would be taking at the time like 10 or 15 a day. And he would come back with like 4, and that'd be like 1 dose. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be like, let's go now, because I'm gonna be dope sick again in 8-10 hours. You know.
You know what's fucked up about those days, and I'm sorry to sound like the old person saying those days.
Back in our day,
you know, we actually had a drug budget. Like, I don't know if you did.
That might be that Tommy Boy shit, right?
Tommy Boy and Def Jam. Yo, I'm not gonna say his name because he hates this, because I guess he's still out. He's still outside. One time, Def Jam was filming The Real World. Remember when The Real World first came out? If you look, it's a commercial where all of us, it's me, Meth, Red, Foxy, I believe Cormega, everybody that was on Def Jam, and we all went to The Real World. This is when the first season of it, and we had this shit. Man, they flew in the drug guy.
Damn.
Private plane, bro.
No way.
Yeah. Cause I mean, he was in LA. I can't say his name. He hates it, but he's still around. He's still moving.
I bet I know it.
Yeah.
Shout out to our boy, though. You know I fuck with you, dog.
I've never seen so much drugs in my life. Like, first off,
hey, that dude right there don't play.
Yeah, listen, I thought he only sold bud. Man.
No. Hey, he actually got him up on his opiate game, though.
You put him on the wheel to put
I just showed him. He didn't know what. All right, so I don't need to give nobody this much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you bet.
Wow.
He definitely still outside. That's my brother, though.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm telling you, that's how crazy.
A lot of people done flew him in.
Yeah.
A lot of people done flew him in.
I was about to say something, but if I say it, it's gonna give it up. Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. No, but literally. Literally.
Like, you know, I had to go to you for the e-pills.
Hey, man.
I had to go. I had to go to Jason for the weed.
But including the hoes.
And everything, bro. And I was just like, but that's crazy that the record labels.
You know we love you, dog. Right?
Yeah, that the record labels did it like that. But now it's to what you're saying, right? The drugs has graduated, right? Mm-hmm. And now.
Very different.
Like, I can't say this because I don't know this. But it seems like the record labels now, they have that same task. But they're drugging them with drugs.
Man, I don't know. You know, if I ever found out, if I could ever confirm that any record label was giving fucking artists meth, fentanyl, fucking, you know what I'm saying, shit like that, then we need to go up there right now.
The fucked up part about it is, and I'm gonna protect the record labels to a certain extent.
Yeah, because I don't think they're doing that.
It's what you said. Yo, I need this. Like they wound up in Vegas. I forget this movie. They wound up in Vegas, and the guy needed heroin, and he goes to the front desk, and wasn't it get him to the Greek?
Yeah.
Get him to the Greek.
Shit like that. That's what they were doing with me too.
He told the record label, he's like, yo, bro, I need these drugs. You don't remember?
Yeah,
He stuck it up his ass, and then he got on the plane.
One time for the lady, man, this shit right here fire, bro.
I'm trying to keep that upwards.
Yeah.
But
that movie has a different perspective now.
What, get him to the Greek?
What y'all talking about?
True now.
Yeah.
Yo, he dug in his ass.
And who's in the
movie? He dug in his ass to get the heroin.
Think about who's in the movie too, which is crazier.
Just think about it. He was going to dig in his ass, another man's ass, take the heroin out, and then sniff it. He saw nothing wrong with that.
Bub ain't never been that deep with y'all,
You ain't digging in no ass.
Nah.
Goddamn.
So hold up, tell us the story that you've been wanting to tell us.
Okay.
All right.
Big up to Steve, man. You said y'all have his phone?
Man. Nah, we didn't. We did my addiction. Like, you know what I'm saying? We lost. I mean, we didn't ever lose contact.
Right.
You know, he's been sober for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he got sober.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
As soon as he was done playing in the league, he got sober. After he came out on the road with me for a year, because he was supposed to come out on the road to get me right, you know what I'm saying, to keep me in line. We both ended up in rehab. But he got sober. The first time I went to rehab, he went
Together?
he went. I went in Tampa, he went in Atlanta, but he went like 2 weeks after me.
Okay.
And he stayed sober the whole time.
Okay.
And whereas my ass kept having to do research and experiment.
I'm saying this out of ignorance. Remember what you're saying. I'm saying this out of ignorance. Rehab seems like it's fun. I'm bugging?
It's fun when you're young.
Okay.
You know, you gotta have your rehab romance. that
you meet a chick?
Yeah, that never ends well. You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers, you take the drugs and alcohol away. It's like, give me anything. You know what I'm saying? Give me anything. You know, like give me affection.
Replace the addiction.
Yeah,
Right.
A lot of people have sex in broom closets and shit like that. Kicking it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, but you also are withdrawing. You got to think that you had to be fucked up about a drug to get in there. Or multiple drugs.
She's not a nice girl. She's not there for nice reasons.
She may be a good person in her heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she's probably gone pretty far down the trough. Yeah, she probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she might be. She wasn't on a winning streak when she got there. You know what I'm saying?
So Steve.
All right.
Okay.
So this is around, because I remember this song had Pastor Troy on it too.
Oh, we ready?
No, the song of yours that me and Troy did a feature on.
Yeah, I think it was We Ready.
You came to get me.
The remix of that.
We was at Kai's house, right? My friend Kai's passed away.
Yeah.
Hackensack, New Jersey.
Yeah, wherever we was at.
Okay.
Wherever we was at. And you had this other friend who gave us about 100 of a certain type of pill that is similar to Molly.
Okay.
Before Molly powder came to be a thing, this is what we did. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And this motherfucker, so he gives us, and we are just twacked for we get ready to go to LA to shoot a video. After we kick it over there, we wild out, we just having fun. We all having fun. And the dude gives us 100 X pills. Whoever this person is, hey, God be with them wherever they at. Godspeed. But they give us 100 X pills, and we leave 2 days later to go to LA to shoot this video. And I'm thinking at the time, I'm like, bro, it sucks that we can't take these pills on this flight. You know what I'm saying? That we're gonna have to leave these pills here. This really fucking sucks. He's like, dang, we do, don't we? We have to leave them. And I was like, yeah, bro, we really do. I'm not flying with 100 fucking X pills. That's probably trafficking.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That sounds like trafficking to me.
And so I don't think nothing else of it.
Mm-hmm.
We get on the plane going to LA, and we get up in the middle of the flight, and we're talking to each other. I was like, yeah, man, it sucks that we had to leave them fucking pills, man. That would have been fire to add the motherfuckers in LA. He's like, oh no, we got them. And I was like, we do? He's like, yeah, I put them in your bag.
Oh, damn.
And I was like, dude, what the fuck? You put them in my bag? I was like, bro, he's like, man, I can't. But he was just coming to terms with the fact that I had shit to lose finally in life too.
Right.
I'd always kind of protected his, you know what I'm saying? If anything happened, what they call that? The person that takes the charge and all that shit, the fall man. I was that guy always for him, you know what I'm saying? And it's I'm like, bro, I got some shit to lose too now.
Right.
But then when we got to LA, I was happy as hell that we because we made it. I actually talked to him today. I was like, man, I'm gonna tell that story, man. That's crazy. Me and him got we had a huge fallout for about 2 hours until we took some more pills, and then we was kicking it again.
Right, man. Well, Bubba, man, I just want you to know, man. I really didn't want to focus on the drugs part because when I kept Googling, I kept seeing it.
Yeah.
And you have so much of a beautiful career. You have so much of things for people to look forward to and to look up.
But I feel you, bro, and I really appreciate that. But at the same time, man,
you like to tell that.
What I've learned is that my experience. You know what I'm saying? Man, I fucked up and squandered so much in my life, man. So many opportunities, so much money. You know. To the point where I had a lot of shame and guilt at one time, just feeling but you know what I know now, man, is that no matter how much I fucked off, the fact that I'm here, because dude, if I'm in the right frame of mind, body, and spirit, money literally appears. I have no fear of economic insecurity or no shit like that. It's cool.
Right.
So, and I should be dead. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that did a lot less drugs and alcohol than me. It's in the fucking ground right now.
Right.
So, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to look, pretty damn good for my age.
Oh, yeah.
I'm grateful to have my mental faculties about me.
Oh, yeah.
And what I feel like I owe is just to, share my experience when and where it's needed. Because that's ultimately, you know, wisdom is something that has to be earned.
Right.
You know, and experience is something that has to be earned. You know, you can have it's like the difference between knowing something and the difference between, like, it's like if you have an orgasm. The day before you had an orgasm, you knew what an orgasm was. You know what I'm saying? In theory, the day after you had one, you had experience of what the fucking orgasm was. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like all my experiences that I've been through. That's kind of how I feel about it, man. And then there's somebody out there that can benefit from hearing the fact that I fell way down the fucking, you know, the scale.
Right. Nah, it's gonna benefit a lot of people, man.
Yeah, but
hey, it ain't over till it's over, baby.
Yeah, and you did a lot more good. You did a lot more good in this industry, and it means a lot to us, man. You know what I mean? You showed us that there's all parts of this world, and like including like the South, like just us just knowing that, okay, cool, like, you know, like I said, we saw the South, but we didn't see that part of the South.
Yeah.
And you not only showed it to us, you made it look cool, and you made it feel unapologetic, and you was hip hop as hip hop. You are as hip hop can be. It does not matter your skin. It matters your soul, and your soul is with us, brother. We know you, we respect you. Thank you for you bringing to the game. Continue to do this, man. And you know, the fact that the industry has never broken you. You know what I mean? You might have took it. I think in the running world, they say we rest, we don't rush.
That's
so
right.
You might have rested.
Ooh, I like that
You
one.
didn't rush. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I want you to continue to do what you got to do. I want you, Jimmy, and Timbaland.
Yeah,
to
Jimmy
get
Timbaland,
back.
man. We're gonna
Well,
hear that record
maybe when
again.
Timmy sees this, maybe he'll.
Yeah.
Hopefully, let's make it happen.
I believe
speak
so,
into
man.
existence.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
speaking into existence. God
Let's
damn
go.
it. Yeah. Couple of pictures, and then hold on, let me